barely hear you. He's just emerged from the tunnel after his Aston Villa players. He's just walking down the touchline in front of me now, arms raised above his head, applauding the Aston Villa fans on all sides of this ground. It's a packed Villa Park today, a bouncing atmosphere, and confidence feels high anyway that they can overturn that run of 5 defeats on the bounce with all 3 points today against Brighton.
He has a club tie on to Steven Gerrard there. Obviously, Eddie Howe's not going to be introduced at Newcastle because he is in COVID isolation. Just watching Dean's pictures in the tunnel at Carrow Road. Dean Smith staying in the tunnel. He's just shaken hands and embraced Ralph Hasenhüttl, who's walked out of the mouth of the tunnel in a 3-piece suit. I don't know, Will Perry, are we expecting Dean Smith to be announced to the crowd?
Well, here he comes right now. We weren't expecting it, but Dean Smith getting an ovation from a packed and a rocking Carrow Road as he comes out and applauds all 4 stands. And I tell you what, chappers, Carrow Road is absolutely bouncing. I know they had some great atmospheres here under Daniel Farke, but that's what they're going to need this home form if he's going to have any chance of keeping them in the Premier League. He comes and shakes hands again with Ralph Hasenhüttl, beaming smile on Dean Smith's face. What an afternoon for him, never out of work, and a massive opportunity to get 3 points in this relegation battle against Southampton.
Thank you, Will. Just one Champions League line for you, by the way. Manchester City's match away to RB Leipzig, which is on the 7th of December. That's now going to be played without supporters in the ground following a rise in COVID cases in Germany. Going to be a busy afternoon here on 5 Live Sports. 6 Premier League games kicking off at 3 o'clock. But wherever the goals go in Scotland or in England, up and down the leagues, you get them faster here than anywhere else. Our base is Vicarage Road. Watford against Manchester United with Alan Hutton and Ian Dennis.
Thank you, Mark. It's a sellout here at Vicarage Road. A crowd of just over 22,000 packed into this tidy, compact stadium where the playing surface looks lush as the two teams are out warming up. Harry Maguire just meeting the referee and the Watford captain Moussa Sissoko, as Watford in their yellow and black shirts and black shorts against a Manchester United side who are in their pale blue tops and white shorts, and I'll run through the two teams for you. Foster is in goal for Watford, Femenia, Nkulu, Cathcart and Messina coming in for Rose. Cleverly, Sissoko and Louza, the 3 in midfield. Sarr, Dennis and King are the 3 up front. So that's 3 changes from the side that was narrowly beaten at Arsenal. For Manchester United, they too have made 3 changes from the side that lost the Manchester derby to City. Matic for Bailly, Rashford for Greenwood, Sancho for Fred. They've reverted to a flat back 4. De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof and Shaw. McTominay, Matic and Fernandes, Sancho, Ronaldo and Rashford. And so the referee is Jonathan Moss. We're underway. It's BBC Radio 5 Live and the usual goal service. And interesting as well, Alan Hutton, that they've turned them around so that Watford are not shooting into their preferred end, the Rookery stand, in the second half. There was a few boos when that decision was made after the toss.
Yeah, Harry Maguire won the toss and he decided to switch round, and actually there's a slope, so what Watford tend to do is they hit down the slope in the second half, so he's decided to switch round.
Feature race of the day is the Betfair Chase. It's at Haydock. John Hunt.
They've jumped the first of 19 fences here, Ian, and all eyes on the flamboyant grey Bristol de Mai, who leads them past the judge. 2 circuits to go. Is he just a matter of minutes away from history, trying to win this race for the 4th time?
Going to be a busy day, not just with the racing, the rugby union, obviously England, South Africa, Wales, Australia a little later on. So many stories in the Premier League as well, with new managers: Steven Gerrard, Eddie Howe, Dean Smith, Chris Wilder at Middlesbrough in the Championship. But the camera's already zoned in on one manager who will still, I guess, dominate the headlines, and he's been there for a few years now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If Manchester United, this is a huge game for them, Alan, coming back off the international break. He needs a result, he also needs a performance.
Yeah, he's desperate for a result. I mean, especially after Derby Day. I mean, it was a total one-sided affair, so he'll be looking for a response from his team today. There's enough talent out there to get a good performance.
We'll be back with John for the rest of that Betfair Chase at Haydock. as and when. 0-0 on BBC Radio 5 Live. Manchester United are playing from left to right then as Lindelof springs forward to head the ball. Headed back by Feminier on that far side, and Shaw now to Matic. She's looking for that run of Sancho. Sancho, a former Watford youth player. Rashford is of the front three. Rashford's the one on the left, Ronaldo in the centre, and Jadon Sancho still looking for his first goal since that big money move to Manchester United on the right hand side. We've seen him on the left on numerous occasions. Now he's on the right. Greenwood's not involved at all today for Manchester United as Messina stoops to head the ball all the way back to Ben Foster.
I think this is a big afternoon for Jadon Sancho coming in. Obviously, we all know what a talented football player he is, but it's time for him to go and show. It's time for him to take the next step and show he's a Manchester United player.
He joined Watford at the age of 7, left at 14 to join Manchester City's youth setup. So he's not afraid of, he and his family, of making big decisions in his career. I'm thinking of that one from Hertfordshire to Manchester City as a teenager, but also, of course, then to go out to Germany as Watford at the back with Craig Cathcart, central defender, hits a diagonal ball. King up against Wan-Bissaka, who heads it away for Manchester United. King is on the left-hand side. Dennis is through the middle. Sarr is on the right. Watford pick it up. This is Imran Louza, who's only making his second Premier League start. His first was against Brighton back in August. He was actually hooked at half-time in that game. There's been an early goal. Norwich-Southampton. Will Perry.
The worst possible start for Dean Smith. Norwich 0, Southampton 1. Awful Norwich defending. Che Adams into the box, onto his right foot, slotted it into the bottom right corner past Tim Krul. Norwich 0, Southampton 1.
Southampton unbeaten in 4. Back to Haydock, John Hunt.
They're at halfway. Royal Pagaille upsides Bristol Demay for the lead, and the hot favourite A Plus Tard, the Gold Cup runner-up, looking comfortable in 4th place. Circuit to go, all to play for.
Back with John for the Betfair Chase on BBC Radio 5 Live. Matic coming forward and allowed to continue to run over the halfway line. Again, he's looking for Sancho coming in off the right touchline, but it goes all the way through to Ben Foster. It remains 0-0. So Norwich are behind. How have Newcastle started? John Bennett.
Almost the perfect start to the Eddie Howe era. It's Newcastle 0, Brentford 0, but Joe Linton crossed it to Callum Wilson, who should have scored. His header just wide. Newcastle looking really confident. Newcastle 0, Brentford 0.
Cheltenham 0, Shrewsbury 1. Preston are leading Cardiff City by a goal to 0 in the Championship. Unbeaten in 7 at home at Deepdale. Messina turns just short of the halfway line, and then back with the very experienced Nicholas Nkulu, the former Cameroon international defender. Out it goes for a throw on this near side. Watford in their yellow shirts are playing from right to left. The ball spread out by Nkulu towards Sarr, but made the run underneath the ball, and it was drifting, and it sails over his head and out of play over on that far side for a throw. So it's the Betfair Chase, it's BBC Radio 5 Live, and your commentator as always, John Hunt.
Well, they're turning for home here, Ian. This is an absorbing watch. Imperial Aura sadly has just fallen at the 13th. He was in 3rd place at the time, waiting patiently. His first run for Christian Williams' stable in Wales, running disappointingly. He's a long way back. The story as they turn for home is that Bristol Demay has been headed here by Royal Pagaille as they move to these final 4 fences, and A Plus Tard in behind them in 3rd place travels with real menace under Rachel Blackmore. So if Bristol Demay is to win a 4th Betfair Chase, he'll have to pull something pretty extraordinary out of the hat here. The others look to be going better than him at the 4th last, and A Plus Tard has come waltzing to the front. Bristol Demay headed by him and Royal Pagaille, and then we've got Chatham Street Lad, the outsider, also trained in Ireland by Mick Winters, getting involved, and Bristol Demay looks to be floundering here. Over the next fence they go. That was the 3rd from the finish. Bristol Demay, I'm afraid the fairy tale is over. He comes can't possibly win. And up front, it's A Plus Tard who takes the lead from Royal Piguy. Chatham Street Lad in third place. Rachel Blackmore soars over the second last on A Plus Tard. Has got a growing lead now. This is the Gold Cup runner-up from last year, don't forget. And A Plus Tard is handing them a thorough beating if they get over the last, which they do. And A Plus Tard now onto the run-in from Royal Piguy. Then we've got Chatham Street Lad with Clondor Castle. But as they head towards the line in, impressive is not the half of it. A Plus Tard, a tremendous winner of the Betfair Chase under Rachel Blackmore.
And here at Vicarage Road, Manchester United have conceded a penalty, and Emmanuel Dennis places the ball down on the spot. It could be the worst possible start for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Emmanuel Dennis from the penalty spot. De Gea makes the save on the rebound. It's put in. And Watford lead, and it's Femenia who reacted the quickest. And Watford have taken the lead. De Gea made the save, low towards his left. But Femenia on the rebound rifled it into the roof of the net, and it's Watford 1, Manchester United 0, and there's been another goal at Carrow Road, Will Perry.
And Norwich are level. Norwich 1, Southampton 1. It's Teemu Pukki who's got Dean Smith's side back in this game. Max Aarons crossed from the right hand side. Pukki, close range header. Alex McCarthy should have done better. He didn't. It's 1-1.
Well, so much to talk about in the build-up to the penalty. VAR is actually having a check. I just wonder if there might have been a little bit of encroachment from Femenia. Yes. So he is in the box before Dennis strikes it. So VAR will be having a look for possible encroachment here. But Alan Hutton, in the build-up to the penalty, it was skied up in the air by Bruno Fernandes. It was a clumsy challenge by McTominay on Josh King. Now, for you, was that the denying of a goal-scoring opportunity? Was McTominay lucky to stay on the pitch?
Yeah, and I think he is lucky to stay on the pitch. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a rugby tackle. It's a shocking clearance from Bruno Fernandes. The only thing is, King hasn't got the ball under control yet. It's come from very high. It's bouncing in front of him. Could you say it's a goal-scoring opportunity? Possibly. I think McTominay, at the end of the day, is very lucky to get away with that because he does rugby tackle him to the floor.
And as for this, surely encroachment.
It looks like he's given it again.
Yeah,
he definitely encroaches into the box. It comes in early. Femenia, just as the strike's about to happen, he's in the box a yard already. So obviously the ref has said it's a retake.
So the penalty will be retaken. Well, what a dramatic start, and what a busy start to Saturday afternoon on BBC Radio 5 Live. So that goal has been disallowed. The penalty will have to be retaken. Femenia was inside the penalty area. He had encroached. Now, what does Emmanuel Dennis do here? He went to De Gea's left, and De Gea made the save. What does he do now? And in fact, they have actually... It is Sarr who's going to take it. So it was Sarr now. He's got an opportunity again here. De Gea makes his way back to the goal line. Ismaila Sarr runs forward now, goes the same way. De Gea goes the same way, and De Gea makes another save, and it's turned behind. And it is still Watford 0, Manchester United 0, and not for the first time this season. David De Gea comes to Manchester United's rescue. There's been a goal at St James's Park, John Bennett.
Eddie Howe will be celebrating in his hotel room. Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. It's the captain, Jamal Lascelles. Corner swung in from the right-hand side. Lascelles with a brilliant header from close range. Newcastle 1, Brentford 0.
Corner kick on that far side, still goalless. Watford thought they'd taken the lead. Not to be. In comes the corner, flicked on by Sissoko, turned behind for another corner kick. There's been a goal meanwhile at Burnley. Gary Flintoff.
Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1. Christian Benteke squeezing a low shot in off the post from 16 yards. They deserve it. Burnley 0, Palace 1.
So in comes that corner kick again on that far side. Still 0-0. Watford looking to put pressure on Manchester United. It's another in-swinger. King had a little swing at that. Sancho nicks it away. Femenia now, they could be caught on the counter-attack. Ronaldo lifts it forward. and Feminier waits for the ball to settle, and then he hooks it downfield. And another goal at Newcastle. John Bennett.
An equaliser straight away for Brentford. It's a howler by the Newcastle goalkeeper Carl Darlow. Newcastle 1, Brentford 1. Ivan Toney against his old club, right hand side of the penalty area, struck it straight at Darlow, who let it slip between his fingers. Newcastle 1, Brentford 1.
Still no clean sheet this season then for Newcastle United. Elsewhere, Stoke 1, Peterborough United 0. Huddersfield are leading West Brom by a goal to 0. Bristol Rovers 1, Tranmere 0. Hartlepool 0, Forest Green 1. And Crewe are leading Gillingham by a goal to 0. News of that goal at Huddersfield, Katie Smith.
Yes, Danel Sinani, it was as close on offside call as Sorba Thomas down the right hand side, crossed it into Sinani, close range, puts it in on the stretch. Unbeaten here, Huddersfield since mid-September. They're on their way to making that 4 in a row. Clean sheets here, they lead by a goal to 0.
Ronaldo is just away in the penalty area. He got the shot clear, deflected behind. Been a lively start, Alan Hutton.
Oh, it's an absolute great game, very lively. Watford have done really well, but Manchester United tried to hit there on the counter-attack. Good move by Rashford. He slips Ronaldo in on the left-hand side. Cathcart just gets across just to put a block tackle in, out for the corner.
Corner kick on that far side, 0-0, 12 and a half minutes played. Corner on that far side, the left. It'll be an outswing of this to come in from Shaw. Shaw, in it comes now. And Feminier, oh, that was a poor clearance. Didn't do any favours. It's Dennis who goes to retrieve it. He ran into Shaw on that far side. Kept in play. Played back to Matic. Challenged then by Cleverley. And all of a sudden there's a break on for Watford. And it's Sarr. And he's got Dennis to the right. King going through the left. Holds onto it too long. And then the move ultimately breaks down for Watford. Still 0-0. Just apologise for any swearing in the mayhem that you may have picked up with our effects mic. Do apologise for that this Saturday afternoon. And we will go to Stoke for news of that goal from Nikesh Ragani.
Yep, Stoke 1, Peterborough 0. Stoke taking the lead with just a couple of minutes on the clock. Ball broke to Mario Vrancic on the edge of the area. Nobody closed him down, and he caressed the ball into the bottom corner with his left foot. It's a deserved lead here for Stoke. It's Stoke 1, Peterborough 0.
Fleetwood 0, Morecambe 1 is the latest score in League 1. Accrington 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, also in League 1. McTominay barged from behind. Cleverly tries to play it early. Stepping out of defence is Maguire. Rashford's peeling away out towards that far side, the left. It'll drop for Rashford. He looks for the support. It's coming in the centre in the shape of Cristiano Ronaldo. He goes on the outside. He fires it in low. Outstretched leg by Cathcart. Swinger from that by Bruno Fernandes. Completely mishits it and allows Cleverly to play a forward ball. But Maguire stops it at the back. And Manchester United have possession once again. And McTominay plays it short to Bruno Fernandes, kills it out to Sancho, has to stretch to keep the ball in play. Game just starting to settle down as we go to Villa Park. Masfarouki.
Still goalless here, but Villa should be ahead. Matty Cash with a header at the near post after some lovely build-up play. He forced a good save, low to his left from Jason Steele in the Brighton goal. Bright start for Villa, but it's still Villa 0, Brighton 0.
We were talking off air, weren't we, Alan, and we thought that there could be goals in this game, and the way that the pace of it in these opening 15 minutes, there's nothing to deter you from that view, is there?
I think the word for it is frantic. It's very end to end. This is what we like to see. This is what we've come to watch. Two teams going at it. They know 3 points they need them, so they're definitely going for it today.
Foster to take the free kick for Watford. All in purple. Left-footed. Downfield, McTominay unchallenged to head it away. Loser gets the ball back. Middlesbrough are leading Millwall by a goal to 0. Chris Wilder looking to try and make a winning start at the Riverside without a win in 3. It's his first game in charge. That's Premchik.
Yes, Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 0. Duncan Watmore with the cross. Matt Crooks with a close range header. Dream start for Wilder. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 0.
Let's get qualifying news with Jack Nicholls.
It's pole position for the Qatar Grand Prix for Lewis Hamilton. He went 4/10 quicker than his main title rival Verstappen. Verstappen leads the championship by 14 points. Hamilton's teammate Bottas will be third on the grid.
Here is Sancho for Manchester United. Midway through his own half, along the ground he passes the ball out to the left. Mansfield 0, Scunthorpe 1 is a latest score in League 2. Mansfield, who've won their last 4, Nigel Clough, after that wretched run of a long time without a win, but they've fallen behind at home in League Two. Matic into the centre circle with Lindelof. Here is McTominay. Wan-Bissaka looking for Bruno Fernandes, goes on ahead of him through to Foster. McTominay wasn't even booked either, was he?
I don't think he was. I mean,
no, he wasn't.
The only thing I can say is because the ball was so high and he didn't actually have it under control, that maybe that's why he didn't see it as a goal-scoring opportunity, but very lucky boy.
Foster, that's Alan Hutton, former Scottish international, with us here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Cleverly on the half volley, hits it early. Maguire going to come under pressure from Dennis. He was being hassled and harried by Dennis. One little glance over his right shoulder and he would have seen the presence of the Nigerian international bearing down on him. And from that throw on that right hand side, Watford playing from right to left, trying to maintain this tempo, this pace. Now with Cathcart, every outfield player in the Manchester United half away towards our left. King, another United old boy, brings it off the chest. All played inside by Messina. King inside the penalty box, onto his right foot, blocked. Comes out to Sissoko. Messina hits it in low, cleared again by Maguire. Picked up by Loser, sends in a cross that Shaw will do well actually to guide his header into the path of Rashford just outside the Manchester United penalty area. McTominay directs his header out to the left for Rashford to lay it back to Luke Shaw. So in the Premier League, early goals: Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1, Brentford 1, Norwich 1, Southampton 1. Goalless at Molineux between Wolves and West Ham, Aston Villa and Brighton, and here. But if Alan Hutton describes it as a frantic start to the action at Vicarage Road, it certainly had a frantic feel to BBC Radio 5 Live this Saturday afternoon. And it continues, another goal, this time Turf Moor, Gary Flintoff.
An equaliser for the home side. Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 1 against the run of play. Ben Mee with a towering header in off the post. Burnley 1, Palace 1.
Scott McTominay has just made another challenge, and he's going to get a yellow card this time. It was rash from the Scottish international.
Yeah, first thoughts, it was rash. It looked dangerous, and it is dangerous. I've just obviously seen it again there. My initial thought was it was high, and it is high. I think he's lucky again just to get away with a yellow card. I mean, obviously he's down still, he's struggling, but poor challenge here from McTominay.
The foul was on Dennis. John Moss was on hand whilst he's down. We'll quickly get an update from John Bennett at Newcastle.
Yes, Brentford thought they'd taken the lead. Newcastle 1, Brentford 1, and Mbumo with the run forward. His shot turned in by Tony at the back post, but the flag was up. It is offside. Newcastle 1, Brentford 1.
Hull City are leading Birmingham City by a goal to nil in the Championship. Dennis is able to continue for Watford. It's still goalless here at Vicarage Road. Penalty initially disallowed, and then the retake saved again by David De Gea, as the ball played in quite flat and curling ball from Loser, and it goes all the way out for a Manchester United throw on the far side. So we've had another update from St James's Park. We'll nip back to Carrow Road. Will Perry.
Norwich 1, Southampton 1. Adams and Pukki with the goal separated by less than 3 minutes. Elianussi's had a shot blocked. It fell to Ward-Prowse, who drilled one straight at Krul. Easy for the Dutchman. Hanley had a brilliant block with his head to deny Walker-Peters, and Cantwell's push on Diallo came to nothing in the box. Norwich 1, Southampton 1.
Leyton Orient 0, Sutton 1 is the latest score in League Two, as Watford with Cathcart all the way back to Ben Foster. Claudio Ranieri lost both of his games at home since taking over on that 2-year deal appointed at the start of October. A rather chastening experience to lose 5-0 at home to Liverpool, and then very poor as they were beaten by Southampton by a goal to nil. But didn't lose more than 2 consecutive matches at home, whether that be at Chelsea, Leicester, or indeed at Fulham. The Sheffield Wednesday have got a second goal now. Accrington 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2 is the latest score in League One. Checking up Molyneux, shall we, Sahel Sahi?
Yeah, we've played 21 minutes here, Ian. Not really frantic. It's more of both sides feeling each other out. One half chance, foul to West Ham. Cresswell with the cross from the left. Bowen with a header just wide. Wolves 0, West Ham 0.
Penny for the thoughts of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after the start. He must have thought, oh no, when that penalty was awarded by referee John Moss.
He must have been thinking, here we go again, unfortunately.
Shaw charging forward, flicks it out to the left-hand side. Rashford with a cross. Sancho waits. Sancho does ever so well to keep the ball in play and to hook it back into the centre of the penalty area. Cathcart was on hand to get the ball away. Dennis battling for it with Lindelof. Sissoko picks it up now. Break on for Watford. King's over the halfway line. If he can switch it, he's got Sarr. Sarr in the area. Tried to play in Dennis rather than going for goal, and it was blocked, and it runs behind for a corner kick, 0-0.
It's actually a lovely move from Watford. They've been threatening this. It's a counter-attack, but King, he picks the right pass at the right moment. He gives the through ball to Sarr. He's onto it in a flash. Maguire does really well to get back and get the block on, but I was just wondering, can Sarr just drive at him? Can he get a shot on target? Instead he tries to fizz it across the 6-yard box, and he gets blocked.
So Watford have a corner that Imran Louza is going to take. The young Frenchman, hands on hips, waits to deliver it, attacking the rookery stand. In it comes now in towards the near post, not dealt with. King, good block again. Maguire gets the block in for Manchester United. Watford pick it up. Sarr, right hand side. Sissoko lays it out towards that right side. Loses still over there, battling for the ball. There's a real edge about Watford, quite tenacious as they try and press and put Manchester United under pressure. As a result, there's another turnover there. Manchester United now finally get the ball away, but there is Sissoko. Rashford tries to run it away, but it ultimately runs the ball out of play. But there's a nice intensity about Watford.
Yeah, Watford are doing really well to make it uncomfortable for Manchester United.
Oldham 0, Port Vale 1, Bristol Rovers 2, Tranmere Rovers 0. Latest scores in League 2, both of those games in League 2. Aston Villa Brighton, Masfaruki.
Still goalless, but after Villa came flying out of the blocks, things have swung a little more in Brighton's favour now, and Tyrone Mings is urging his team to concentrate from that Villa defence, as is their manager on the touchline, Stephen Gerrard, who's looking a little pensive. Villa 0, Brighton 0. Shrewsbury
Town are down to 10 men. Elliot Bennett has been sent off for Shrewsbury, who were leading Cheltenham by a goal to 0. They're yet to win away from home in League One this season, and although they have the advantage, that won't help their cause. Motherwell 1, Hearts 0 is a latest score from Fir Park in the Scottish Premiership. 0-0 here at Vicarage Road. Lindelof inside his own penalty area, switches it out towards Luke Shaw. Of course, he went off with concussion in the Manchester derby, and as a result of the various protocols, he was unable to partake in England's recent internationals against Albania and San Marino as a result. But Maguire, he certainly did. Goal in both of those games, and now it's with Ronaldo to Rashford. Playing the ball back, Matic, and now with Shaw. Manchester United controlling the game at this stage, Alan Hutton.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching Michael Carrick and Solskjaer there. They were going mental at Fernandes to come over. Sancho's left isolated on this right-hand side on his own, and they want somebody to come over and help. They're all on the left-hand side of the pitch, so they need to try and work that out.
Cheltenham have taken full advantage of the extra man and have equalised at home to Shrewsbury. Cheltenham 1, Shrewsbury 1 is the latest score, as a free kick goes against Watford. And we'll find out the latest of England, South Africa and the Rugby Union. Chris Jones.
Outstanding England try. The forwards punching holes, the backs finishing it off with Manu Tuolangi scooting over in the corner. Sublimely converted by Marcus Smith. England lead by 7 after 10 minutes, although Tuolangi has since gone off injured. England 7, South Africa 0 after a fantastic opening 10.
No goals here at Vicarage Road. Still 0-0 Aston Villa, Brighton, Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1, Brentford 1, Norwich 1, Southampton 1, Wolves 0, West Ham United 0. Ball played forward by Messina. Sissoko breaks through the midfield ranks and continues to charge in the direction of David De Gea, but he's not fazed. All in green, the Manchester United goalkeeper, and calmly clears the ball downfield, picked up by Loser, hits a diagonal ball. King on the stretch will keep the ball in play on this left-hand side, and now plays it back. And Messina joining the attack. Dennis holds onto the ball, level with the penalty area. Inside then with Messina, Loser, all the way back now to Nkulu. They switch it now and play it back and across, and on the right-hand side it's Femenia and Cathcart all the way back to Ben Foster. And the game has certainly settled down now as Foster then goes long. Wan-Bissaka will head it away, but it heads it infield. Matic, it was a loose ball, seized upon by Sarr, didn't strike it cleanly. Maguire was also there, pulls the ball back, cleared away by Lindelof. There's been a number of errors by Manchester United.
Matic, what is he doing? Such a dangerous position. He doesn't even look over his shoulder, he doesn't know who's there, and he just plays a blind pass, and they're on it in a flash. Watford, very unlucky. Maguire gets across to get the block in again.
Bristol Rovers 2, Tranmere 1, Portsmouth 0, Wimbledon 1, latest scores, and another goal at Turf Moor, Gary Flintoff.
And it's Burnley who lead by 2-1. Palace couldn't defend the free kick. Tarkowski back across goal, onto the header, Chris Wood. It was like slow motion as it went in past Whiter, and the Palace fans who were celebrating are silent behind that goal. Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Loser out then to Femenia. Femenia sees a little bit of room to run into, and on the run crosses the ball, headed away by Wan-Bissaka, comes down towards Dennis, fires it in low, and Watford lead. And it's the former Manchester United striker Josh King who just side-foot the ball in, and Watford do score now. It's Watford 1, Manchester United 0, and it's been coming.
Yeah, it has been coming, you're totally right. It's great play from Dennis. He gets into the box and he faces up Wan-Bissaka 1v1. He takes him on the outside. He drills the ball back round about the penalty spot, and where you expect your striker to be, King just coming in on the ball. He was never going to miss. Side foot past the hair, and this is what Watford deserve. They've played really well so far.
Wan-Bissaka's header never really dealt with the threat, did Manchester United's defence, and it was just side-footed in from about 7 yards out. 5 goals in 11 Premier League games now for the Norwegian, against the side, of course, where he began his career. Made his debut back in 2009, only a couple of appearances, but he has scored and Watford lead. And at Craven Cottage there's also been a goal, Aaron Paul.
Fulham 1, Barnsley 0. Who else but the man in for? Alexander Mitrovic with his 21st of the season. Kenny Tete with the ball in from the right. There was Mitrovic to head it down past Brad Collins. Fulham 1, Barnsley 0.
Millwall have equalised as well. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1 in the Championship. It's a vibrant Vicarage Road. Watford are leading 1-0. And Manchester United have been out of sorts. And Shaw again has lost the ball, and it's Sarr running forward. Sarr with a cross, Dennis waits, Lindelof heads it into the path of Maguire, swept away, headed back by Loser. King hooks it into the penalty area, blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United need to get a grip. Let's get news of that Millwall equaliser, Naz Premji.
It's from Benikafobe, Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1. He was at close range in the box, bungled the ball past the keeper, Luke Daniels. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1.
Mansfield are level in League 2. Mansfield 1, Scunthorpe United 1. The Watford supporters are singing Ollie's at the wheel in that ironic chant that has been copied now by, well, Liverpool fans started it, but it's been copied by Manchester City, Leeds United, and now even the Watford fans are having a little...
Oh, I know it. You know what fans are like. They love having a laugh, a bit of to and fro, and that's what makes it so special. That's what makes the atmosphere so good, but not so good for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Certainly not. When you think they've got Villarreal coming up on Tuesday night, you'll hear that on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's an early start, by the way, for the Champions League. It's back next week. Tuesday night we start at 5:30. with that game at 5:45, followed by Chelsea against Juventus. But then they've got Chelsea away and Arsenal at home, which again you'll listen to, or you can listen to, on BBC Radio 5 Live. But this is not good for the Norwegian, and it's been inflicted by a Norwegian international, Josh King, with the goal. But it's all Watford at the moment. Back to St James's Park, John Bennett.
It's Newcastle 1, Brentford 1. It's end-to-end, but Newcastle are living on the edge after Ivan Toney's disallowed goal. He's had an effort saved off the line by Clark. So very close, Brentford, to taking the lead. Newcastle 1, Brentford 1.
Ball played forward. Rashford, first time shot. Excellent save by Foster. Almost in slow motion as it diagonally dropped over to Rashford. Hit it first time right-footed down into the ground. Foster made the save. In it comes again. Another good save by Foster. Low down to his right, pushing it away. Kept in play by Femenia. And Watford now will clear the ball long up towards Sarr. Flicks it into the path of Dennis. Sarr's continued his run. Just getting there was Maguire. And then he slides to his knees. No foul, says referee John Moss. Back to St James's, there's been a goal. John Bennett.
St James's Park is stunned. Newcastle 1, Brentford 2. Canos with a brilliant cross from the right-hand side, and then running in from the left-hand side at the far post, Rico Henry with the header. Newcastle 1, Brentford 2.
Brentford going into that game after 4 straight defeats. What about the Foster save from Rashford, Alan?
Yeah, it was a great save. Great switch through ball from Fernandez. It's a lovely first touch, and he hits it into the ground, and it makes the save so much better from Foster because he manages to just tip it away. Real good save, gets it wide of the target, which is excellent from him.
Forest Green, the League Two leaders, have got a second goal at Hartlepool. Hartlepool United 0, Forest Green 2. Watford are leading by a goal to 0. Aston Villa 0, Brighton 0, Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1, Brentford 2, Wolves and West Ham is goalless. What about Norwich Southampton, Will Perry?
Norwich 1, Southampton 1, all Southampton 72% possession. Elyounoussi scuffed and bobbled a couple of efforts wide, 2 Gibson blocks to deny Armstrong. Livramento, beautiful ball, begging to be put away, teammates not on the same page. Norwich 1, Southampton 1.
King with a shot charged down on the edge of the area, comes out to lose it, but this Watford attack again from another loose pass by Manchester United. Femenia working around the back of Shaw. In comes the cross. McTominay with a downward header. They've given the ball away a lot of times this afternoon. They're inviting pressure onto themselves.
Honestly, it's all Manchester United's own doing. They continually give the ball away in dangerous areas. There's Matic doing it again. Sarr's onto it in a flash and creates an opportunity. They need to cut these mistakes out if they want to get anything from today.
He said they'd had a good week. He said it had been a positive week, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That positivity is draining away because there's been a lot of errors from Manchester United so far this afternoon. Leyton Orient have equalised. Leyton Orient 1, Sutton 1 is the latest score in League Two. And Bruno Fernandes has gone down, suggesting he was caught in the face.
Yeah, there was a little swinging arm, but I don't think there was anything to it. It was just, didn't mean it. It's Sissoko that's just kind of got an arm out, but I didn't mean that at all.
Oldham have equalised at Boundary Park in League Two. Oldham 1, Port Vale 1. So Harry Maguire is going to take this free kick for Manchester United, trailing and looking for an equaliser here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Tomorrow, 5 Live, Premier League Sunday from midday. Manchester City against Everton, followed by Tottenham Hotspur against Leeds United at 4:30. Rashford, he and Sancho have switched. Rashford's now operating on the right-hand side. Sancho on the left. Ronaldo remains through the middle. Wan-Bissaka's ahead of Rashford. Wan-Bissaka with a cutback, stopped by Sissoko. Watford look very, very sharp. Here is McTominay, plays it inside. Matic in the Watford half, just inside the centre circle. Maguire out to Sancho, picks it up in front of that 2-tiered Graham Taylor stand on that far side, and then they play the ball back. Maguire goes square and inside. McTominay forward. Ronaldo drops off, finds a bit of space, goes down to ground far too easily. King looking to try and release Dennis, stopped by Lindelof. Manchester United have it. Accrington have a goal back. Accrington 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3 is the latest score at the Wham Stadium. Wan-Bissaka inside, combining with Rashford. Rashford running forward, looks up, crosses, blocked by Nkulu, and it'll go behind for a corner kick for Manchester United, trailing by a goal to 0.
That's much better play from Manchester United. They work the ball out wide to the left-hand side. Lovely little interchange play from Wan-Bissaka and Rashford, getting it out wide to cross in, and they get the corner from it.
So Shaw is going to take this corner kick in front of that strong travelling Manchester United support away towards our right-hand side. Shaw, left-footed with the corner, headed out by King. Sarr to Loser, releases Dennis. Sarr's going through the middle if he can find him. Dennis, couple of touches, and then he tried a curling ball into the centre. It was around waist height, and Wan-Bissaka diverted the ball to safety as Rotherham lead Cambridge by a goal to nil in League One.
Then was it me, or do you just feel that every time Watford attacked, they could possibly score a goal?
Yeah.
I mean, Manchester United in possession looked good, but every time they get asked to defend, they look like they're struggling.
There's been another goal at Turf Moor. Gary Flintoff.
What a game this is, Ian. It's Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 2, and Christian Benteke, who missed an open goal just minutes before. He struck low past Nick Pope to make it 2-2. I have to say Palace and Burnley both impressive at different points in this first half, and 2-2 is probably fair. There's plenty more to come.
Well, these two have something in common, that they can't keep clean sheets. And for Manchester United now, they've only kept 2 in their last 25 in all competitions. Ball played through, King inside the penalty area, Maguire with a super challenge. What a challenge that was by Maguire. They're looking for the offside flag, it never materialised, and Maguire had to time that to perfection, and he certainly did.
That was a world-class tackle. It's a great ball in behind him, and actually Maguire's playing him on. Lindelof, he kind of doesn't know what to do, he gets caught in between. Should I go to the ball, should I not, should I drop back? He doesn't do neither, but then Maguire steps up, he comes right across. Great tackle, well timed, out for a corner.
Bristol City 1, Blackburn 0, Swansea 1, Blackpool 0. 2 latest scores in the Championship. We're going back to Craven Cottage after this corner kick. Cleverly rolls it in. The return ball to Cleverly. Wanted Emmanuel Dennis to come a little bit tighter, and whatever that was,
he knows he's offside.
He knows he's offside, so he can't touch the ball. He does touch the ball, and he gets the flag raised. So Aaron Paul at Craven Cottage.
Fulham 2, Barnsley 0. What a goal from Fabio Carvalho. Picks the ball up and plays this neat 1-2 with Alexander Mitrovic. Takes a deflection, but he just drills the ball past Brad Collins, and Barnsley, well, they look sunk here. Barnsley 2-0 down here to Fulham.
Harrogate 0, Salford 1 is the latest score in League 2. I was just talking about clean sheets. That's the only encouragement you can offer Manchester United supporters listening to 5 Live or the World Service at the moment, is the fact that Watford, well, they've conceded at least 1 in each of their last 21 games in the Premier League. It's their longest ever run in the top flight without a clean sheet. What a time to get one today against Manchester United, and a much needed 3 points in their battle to keep out of the relegation zone. They're only 2 points clear of Burnley, but they are leading by a goal to nil. We'll nip to Villa Park now and Mas Faruqi.
And Villa on the attack now, but it's Brighton who should have scored, really. Villa allowing Brighton far too much space around the 18-yard box. Leander Trossard almost powered in at the left-hand post, but Martinez with a smart save. Still Villa 0, Brighton 0.
Maguire manages to pass the ball forward to Shaw. Shaw then to Lindelof. And another goal on Tyneside, John Bennett.
What a game this is. Newcastle have equalised. Newcastle 2, Brentford 2. It's Joel Linton, the man who was praised yesterday by Eddie Howe. Scramble in the box, left-footed shot inside the area, into the back of the net. Newcastle 2, Brentford 2.
So this is the only game where we do have a side who's actually leading, because they're level at Villa, Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich and Wolves. And the Manchester United fans have just been singing attack, 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 attack.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they want. We got it at the start. They were forceful in their play going forward, but we've not seen it since.
The second best here at the moment. Dennis to King. The return ball to Dennis. Turns just inside the penalty area, right hand side, down by the byline. Messina provides the support. Oh, free header. King beaten out. Sissoko on the rebound. Volleys the ball wide. Well, De Gea opts to punch the King header, but another attack and another threat comes from Watford.
Wow, I'm actually shaking my head sometimes in disbelief here watching them, because it's defensively, they're all over the place. I mean, it's a simple ball into the box, and King's free. There's no one within 2 yards round about him. De Gea bails his team out again, but he has to do better with that punch. He just puts it straight back into the danger area where Sissoko's coming on, and lucky for them, he puts it wide.
Let's get an update. England, South Africa. Chris Jones.
England 17, South Africa 6. Haven't seen England attack like this for a while. Lovely hands from Slade and Stewart, freeing Maylands, and eventually Stewart powered over for England's second try. The box responded with a trademark maul and a Pollard penalty. Smith has extended England's lead again. England 17, South Africa 6. We've played 24 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Matic tried to release short. Femenier just steps forward with the interception for Watford, and then Louza just strokes the ball back, and then he wants it. I think Ranieri's got a bit more of a tune out of Imran Louza. This is only his second Premier League start, but a little bit more hard work, acclimatising to life in the top flight. He's starting to want the ball, and that shows confidence, doesn't it, from the young man?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He showed great confidence. He's wanting to get himself on the ball. He's creating things. He's moving the ball round about quickly, and he's had a good afternoon.
So Gary Flintoff's had a busy afternoon. Another goal.
And you the big goals today. Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 3, and a goal for Mark Gahey. Burnley just couldn't clear their lines from a corner, and eventually, after Nick Pope made a save, the ball fell to the big centre half, and he blasted it home from 6 yards. It's Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 3.
Newcastle 2, Brentford 2, Norwich 1, Southampton 1. Games at Villa Park and Molineux are both goalless, involving Villa and Brighton and Wolves and West Ham. And here it's Watford who lead by a goal to nil. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Rashford, his header goes straight to Nkulu, and Cathcart turns back to Ben Foster. Foster waits, Nkulu comes short, Foster hits it downfield. McTominay's header backing almost into his own man, Wan-Bissaka, brushes off the head of the Scottish international and out for a Watford throw. The Watford fans will be extremely happy in a couple of minutes' time, Alan, not only with the scoreline, but also with the level of performance from Claudio Ranieri's side.
Yeah, the performance levels have been really high, the intensity levels, the pressing that they're doing, they're desperate to win the ball back. Ranieri will be very happy with this, and not just that, as you say, they're 1-0 up, looking quite comfortable.
And could have been another goal as well if King had directed that header either side of De Gea, as a cross comes in from Messina. Headed away by Sancho, only as far as Femenier, right corner of the area. Sarr now has it, plays it slightly behind Femenier, but he keeps the ball in play cleverly, and Femenier combine on the right hand side. Cleverly back inside to Femenier. They've done well there, Watford. Femenier with a cut back. Here is Sarr. Oh, what a finish that was! That was a super finish, right-footed, rifle past David De Gea, and 90 seconds before half-time, Watford have a second goal. They have a cushion. It's Watford 2, Manchester United 0, and this has been, or could be, a damaging defeat for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
That is a great strike, absolute wonder strike from Sarr. It's a good cutback. Femenier gets to the byline, he cuts it back. There's Sarr just waiting there, and he rifles that right into the side netting. De Gea has absolute no chance, and look, they deserve this lead.
Don't they just? I mean, the way that it was combined by Cleverley and Femenier, they were patient, they were creative. Femenier with a cut back to Sarr, one touch off his left foot, and then he hits it sweet, true, low, off his right. De Gea, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, it just sums up Watford's performance. I think they've been excellent all over the pitch. Cleverly, Femenier work it well out in that right-hand side. The cutback's excellent, and there's Sarr. He comes on and he just absolutely drills it into that side net, and there is absolutely no chance for De Gea on goal, and they thoroughly deserve this 2-0 lead.
Alan, it's one thing losing to Liverpool, although the manner of the defeat would have hurt every Manchester United supporter. It's another thing losing to Manchester City, but this array of players that Manchester United have got, they should be competing. You can lose to Watford. I'm not being disrespectful to Watford. It's the level of performance that probably is the most alarming.
That is the worrying thing. That is the worrying thing about it. Of course, you can get beat by anyone on their day. Anybody can play well and beat you. But what I've seen so far has not been good enough from this Manchester United team. This is full of stars, and they're not performing.
No, they're not. And the Watford fans are taunting Manchester United, gloating as they lead by 2-0. Free kick to Manchester United midway through the Watford half. Only sporadically have Manchester United threatened Ben Foster. Fernandes, in it goes, aimed towards Maguire, hooked away by Sissoko. Lindelof, his header goes towards Sarr, but I was speaking on the international break with Harry Kane, and when things aren't going right, Harry Kane was saying hard work. Manchester United have been making errors today, basic errors.
Do the basics well. That's what any top manager will tell you. If you're going through a sticky period or a tough time in your football career, do the basics well and then work from there. That's not what they've been doing. They've been giving the ball away in dangerous areas. That does not help you.
In stoppage time here on BBC Radio 5 Live, Wan-Bissaka. You don't need me to tell you what the Watford fans are singing in the background as Rashford's cross takes a deflection, loops in the air, and then it's just hammered away downfield by Sarr. But these Manchester United players are going to have to dig deep, and they're going to have to dig deep not just for themselves, for their manager. Otherwise, the scrutiny will continue to intensify for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
They're going to need to dig very deep. Here we go.
Rashford looked offside when the ball was played. Now the flag's up, as it's cleared away. But credit Watford, they've been superb.
That's what I was going to say. Take nothing away from them. I know we're focusing on how maybe poorly Manchester United are playing, but Watford have been excellent. To a man, they've been brilliant. They've worked hard. The intensity levels have been high, and they've been creating opportunities through decent play. So well done them so far.
Alan Hutton with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. Mansfield 2, Scunthorpe 1. They've come from behind. We'll be going around the grounds at half-time for what has been a very busy afternoon, certainly in the Premier League and at our other featured games. Tell you what, Mark Chapman will be well briefed for his appearance on Match of the Day tonight at 10:30. They might be looking to extend it as well with the amount of goals that have been scored in this first half around the grounds, as here is Emmanuel Dennis for Watford, who lead by 2-0, and now he goes down the left-hand side, and off a stumbling Wan-Bissaka, he wins the corner kick, because it's Burnley 2, Palace 3, Newcastle 2, Brentford 2, Norwich 1, Southampton 1, Wolves 0, West Ham 0, Villa and Brighton still goalless, and Watford here lead by 2-0. Is there time to take the corner kick? No, says referee John Moss. They took their time, and he wasn't wasting any time. And now the next 15 minutes for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to try and rouse his Manchester United players. But a rousing atmosphere at Vicarage Road to greet the Watford players as they leave the field, as they lead by 2-0, and it's thoroughly deserved, Alan Hutton.
Yeah, totally is. Watford have been excellent this 45 minutes. Just thinking about it, this is probably going to be the biggest half-time speech Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's ever going to have to give in his managerial career so far, because he needs something special from these players to get anything out of this game, because Watford have been excellent.
Yes, they have. And after De Gea saved a retaken penalty, King and Sarr have put Watford in a comfortable position. But life is far from comfortable if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Watford 2, Manchester United 0.
Well, that's the thing, Alan Hutton, that shouldn't be remembered here. Watford missed the same penalty twice. There should be 3 up.
Yeah, they should. It was a definite penalty. Obviously, it had to be retaken, but De Gea, 2 good saves, so it could have been a lot worse for them. But well, they're going to have to pull something out the hat here if they want to get anything, because they've been really poor that first 45 minutes. I'm not sure what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to have to do here, but he needs something special.
I know Ian Exeter got in trouble for making 6 substitutions against Bradford in the Cup during the week. Can United make 10?
Well, it's funny you should say that. There's not one Manchester United player
outfield
player, but that's the story of Manchester United's season, isn't it? How many times has David De Gea played well for Manchester United this season? With maybe the exception of Rashford. When he gets the ball, he looks sharp, but the rest of them, there have been so many errors from Manchester United, giving the ball away, making challenges. It has been a very, very poor performance, when that is the very least what you'd expect, given what happened before the international break.
Watford have been brilliant. They lead Manchester United by 2-0 at Vicarage Road. What a first 45 minutes at St James's Park. John Bennett.
Newcastle 2, Brentford 2. Not sure if Eddie Howe will be enjoying this in his hotel room, but it's a thrilling game for the neutral in a raucous atmosphere. Newcastle made the perfect start. Lascelles with a header from a corner to make it 1-0 on 10 minutes. But 1 minute later, Ivan Toney equalised. A bad error from the Newcastle keeper, Carl Darlow, and Brentford started started to find their rhythm. Tony had a goal disallowed. He had a shot saved off the line before Rico Henry headed in a Canos cross. But Newcastle kept looking dangerous, and Joe Linton made it 2-2 after a really good St Maximin run and shot. And then Callum Wilson had a shot saved off the line just before half-time. I can't wait for the second half. Newcastle 2, Brentford 2.
Elliot Lister's got his 10th of the season from the penalty spot, and Stevenage, who are looking for a new manager, lead Colchester by a goal to nil in League 2. Rotherham have just doubled their lead on the stroke of half-time again from a penalty. They lead Cambridge by 2 goals to nil in League 1. They are on a remarkable run. Rotherham unbeaten in their last 13 in all competitions. Great start to the game at Carrow Road. Will Perry.
Norwich 1, Southampton 1. It shouldn't be. Murmurs of frustration from the Norwich fans. Their side being dominated by the visitors who've been so sharp. A string of relentless attacks, constantly getting in behind the Norwich fullbacks. 12 shots to 1 at the break. Adams gave them the lead after 4 minutes. Armstrong poking the ball into his path. Adams allowed to scramble past 3 Norwich defenders, passing the ball into the bottom right. The lead, though, lasted just 3 minutes. Pukki heading in an Aaron's cross from the right at the near post. McCarthy should have kept it out, really. Elianusi scuffed a couple of efforts wide. Ward-Prowse and Saliso have tested Krul, who also pulled up a big save to keep out Diallo. Hanley and Gibson have been busy with a number of crucial blocks as well. Diallo denied a penalty for a Cantwell shove. So one-sided, one-way traffic, but it's Norwich 1, Southampton 1.
Let's go next to Turf Moor. I bet you weren't expecting that first half, Gary Flintoff.
Well, Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 3, Mark, and an astonishing first half in the damp and windy conditions. And Palace, well, deservedly took the lead inside 10 minutes when Christian Benteke's low shot squeezed in off the post. I have to say, Nick Pope looked a bit disappointed, and an impressive Conor Gallagher should have made it 2 before Burnley came to life. Captain Ben Mee equalising with a towering header from Ashley Westwood's corner. Then Burnley were in front. Chris Wood's delicate downward header after a very intelligent header back across goal from James Tarkowski was beyond the reach of Vicente Whiter. Now, it should have been 2-2 seconds later, but Benteke headed wide. Having said that, minutes after that, he blasted home from close range after again clever play from that man Conor Gallagher. And then Palace back in front for the second time in the game. Burnley struggling to clear their lines from a Palace corner. The ball eventually arrived at the feet of Mark Gehi, and he blasted home from 6 yards. 5 stars for entertainment. Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 3.
So let's go to Villa Park. Maz Faruqi.
Not quite the same excitement here. Goalless at Villa Park. Steven Gerrard, I'm sure, will have been very happy with the opening minutes from his team. They were pressing then Villa, they had energy, and Matty Cash forced a very good save from Jason Steele, the Brighton keeper, on his Premier League debut with a header at the near post. But then Brighton built their way back into the game, and Leandro Trossard with a powerful header, which again needed a good save from Emi Martinez this time to stay out, almost gave them the lead. I have to say, though, that after a great international break with Scotland, John McGinn has been excellent again in the centre of the park for Villa today. Maybe not directed at him, but a stern team talk needed elsewhere from Gerrard for his other players at half-time. Villa 0, Brighton 0 at the break.
Not the only goalless game in the Premier League. The other one comes at Molineux. Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, not very good here either, Mark. Wolves 0, West Ham 0. Very cagey from both sides. Cat and mouse stuff, and that's me being very, very polite. West Ham created the first moment. Cresswell with the cross. Bowen with the header inches wide. Wolves had their one moment. Long ball from Neves. Jimenez was onside and he fluffed his lines, bearing down on goal. Half-time, Wolves 0, West Ham 0.
Earlier, Chelsea won 3-0 at Leicester. The tea-time game is Liverpool against Arsenal. Updates during Sports Report and during 6:06 to the Rugby Union at Twickenham. Chris Jones.
England 17, South Africa 12, nearing half-time. Great game this. England playing with ambition and enterprise. 2 tries, Tuolangi and Stewart. Tuolangi has gone off injured, but Marchant went to centre, Malin's the wing. They've not missed the beat. South Africa put the squeeze on at the Maul. Pollard's kicked his goals, but England the better side so far. Although against South Africa, more than anyone, you've got to go the 80 minutes. Nearing half-time, England 17, South Africa 12.
Earlier, Scotland beat Japan by 29 points to 20. Wales play Australia at 5:30 in the Women's International. France beat New Zealand 29-7 in the Premiership Rugby Union Cup. Gloucester 45, Exeter 19 and Wasps 7, Leicester 55 in the games that have finished. Half-time in the third game, and Worcester lead Bristol by 35 points to 8. The early game in the Championship, going back to the football, saw his end goalless between Sheffield United and Coventry. Fulham's progress continues serenely, though. Aaron Paul.
Yeah, Fulham 2, Barnsley 0. This half could be split into two, Mark. Fulham struggled to get going in the opening 20 minutes. They looked laggy, with Barnsley disciplined and organised, but then the goals came. First, Mitrovic with his 21st of the season, heading down from a Kenny Tete cross. Mitro then turned supplier to 1-18 edge sensation Fabio Carvalho, who jinked past two and fired past the keeper. Fulham then put their foot down. Michael Hector clipping the inside of the post. Harry Wilson and Tom Kenny have both fired over, whilst Brad Collins had to be quick as Callum Stiles played back to his keeper from 35 yards in what could have been a DVD-worthy own goal. Fulham moving top as things stand. At the break, they lead Barnsley by 2-0.
West Brom's away problems continue. Katie Smith.
They do. It's Huddersfield Town 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Huddersfield taking the lead 6 minutes in through Norwich loanee Danel Sinani from close range. It's been such a frantic half of football. West Brom with all the forward momentum, though, in the latter stages. Kyle Bartley's low shot, 37 minutes in, just scraping wide of the left-hand post. One of 10 shots they've had. As it stands, though, West Brom now 8 points off the automatic promotion spots. They trail Huddersfield by a 1-0.
To the Bet365 next, Nikesh Regani.
Yeah, we're at Stoke 1, Peterborough 0 at the break. A very early long-range strike from the left boot of Mario Vrancic. Got the home side off to the best possible start, really. After that, Stoke had most of the ball but created very little, certainly no clear-cut chances. And then in the last 10 minutes of the half, Peterborough finally woke up. Sariki Dembele caused quite a lot of problems down the right-hand side, and George Grant had 2 decent chances from the edge of the area. One was a direct free kick, the other from open play. Both shots just over the top of the crossbar. Peterborough in desperate need of points to pull away from the relegation zone. Will hope to carry that momentum into the second half. But at the break, it's Stoke 1, Peterborough 0.
Saul Square at the Riverside at the break. Naz Premji.
Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1. Chris Wilder's first game in charge got off to the best start. Matt Crooks had it in Duncan Watmore's cross for the opener. Benik Afobe crashed in the leveller from a few yards out. There was a foul in the build-up, which Borough protested, but the referee was having none of it. Since then, Matt Crooks, Mark Boller and Duncan Watmore have all had chances to restore Borough's lead, but Bartosz Bielkowski in the Millwall goal has been equal to their efforts. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1.
Thank you very much. Elsewhere, Bristol City lead Blackburn by a 0-0. Callum O'Dowda with that goal. Hull lead Birmingham by a 0-0. George Honeyman got it, and Birmingham are down to 10 men in that game as well. Gary Gardner sent off. Sean Maguire's early goal for Preston is the difference between the sides at Deepdale at the break. Preston 1, Cardiff 0. Reading 0, Nottingham Forest 1, also at half-time. And Swansea lead Blackpool by a 0-0, thanks to Joel Pirro's 11th of the season. Let's go into League One. We're with the leaders Plymouth at Charlton. Ben Mundy.
Mark, I said these two in-form sides would cancel each other out. Charlton 0, Plymouth 0 at the break. Charlton's half, though, dominated from start to finish. Elliot Lee going closest, header hitting the post midway through that first half. Plymouth failing to score in the first 45 minutes for the first time since September. Ryan Hardy's smothered shot, the best they've had, but they have been poor. Other things to note, we've got a drum down one end, a trumpet in the other. I'm off to get my triangle. Half-time, it's goalless.
Accrington Stanley 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3 as we start the other half times in League One. They've drawn 5 of their last 6 of Sheffield Wednesday, but they're on course for 3 points today. Cheltenham 1, Shrewsbury 1, and Shrewsbury are down to 10 in that game. Crewe are bottom of the table. They've lost 5 of their last 6, but they lead Gillingham by a 0-0 at half time. Goalless between Doncaster and Lincoln. Fleetwood 0, Morecambe 1. Goalless as well between MK Dons and Burton. Portsmouth 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. That goal coming from Ollie Palmer from the penalty spot for Mark Robinson's team. Rotherham 2, Cambridge United 0. Rotherham unbeaten in their last 13. Look like they're going to make it 14. Goalless between Sunderland and Ipswich, and Wickham and Bolton. Wigan, Oxford postponed because of a COVID outbreak in the Oxford squad. Into League 2, goalless between Barrow and Crawley, and Bradford and Northampton. Bristol Rovers lead Tranmere by 2-1. It's Exeter 0, Carlisle 0, but Carlisle are down to 10 men in that game. They're just outside the relegation zone of Keith Millen's side. Harrogate 0, Salford 1 at half-time. Matty Lund with that goal. Gary Bowyer's side haven't won in their last 4, but they lead at the break. Hartlepool 0, the leaders Forest Green Rovers 1. Jamil Matt with one of Forest Green Rovers' goal, 9 for the season for him, 12 for Matt Stevens, who got their third. Leyton Orient 1, Sutton 1, Mansfield 2, Scunthorpe 1. Goalless between Newport and Swindon. Oldham did go behind at Boundary Park to Port Vale, but they equalised through Davis Kelly-Dun's 6th of the season. They're next to bottom, but it's 1-1 at half-time. Stevenage, without a manager, lead Colchester by a 1-0, and it's goalless between Walsall and Rochdale. In the National League, Barnet 1, Torquay 0, Borehamwood 2, Maidenhead 0, Bromley 1, Kings Lynn 1, Dagenham and Redbridge are down to 10 men, and Trail Yeovil by a 0-0. Dover 0, FC Halifax 1, Eastleigh are 1-0 up on Notts County. Solihull Moors are down to 10 men and they trail Chesterfield by 2-0. Weymouth are down to 10 men and they trail Altrincham 1-0. Woking 0, Stockport 2, and it's goalless at half-time between Wrexham and Wealdstone. In the Scottish Premiership, Dundee United 0, Aberdeen 0. Both sides down to 10 men in that game. Motherwell lead Hearts by a 0-0, and it's goalless between St Mirren and Livingston. In the Championship, Dunfermline 2, Ayr 0. Leaders Kilmarnock being held at home by Arbroath. That's goalless, as is Partick Thistle Hamilton, and it's Wraith 1, Morton 1. In League 1, Adrionians 0, Cove Rangers 0, Alloa 0, Dumbarton 0, Clyde 0, East Fife 0, Falkirk 0, Montrose 1, and Queen's Park are a goal up at Peterhead. Annan 1, Albion Rovers 1 as we go into League 2. Forfar 0, Cowden Beath 0, Kelty Hearts 1, Stenhouse Muir 0, Stirling 1, Edinburgh City 1, and Stranraer 0, Elgin 0. In the Women's Super League earlier, it finished Manchester City 5, Aston Villa 0. Half-time at Twickenham. Chris.
England 17, South Africa 12 at the break. England started like a train. Shades of the Rugby World Cup semi-final against New Zealand. Pace, accuracy, Manu Tuolangi scoring. Tuolangi went off injured right away, but it didn't deter England. The outstanding Freddie Stewart with a second try after Henry Slade and Max Malin stretched the South African defence. The Springboks haven't done much, but they've won penalties and kicked them. They'll be happy to only be 5 points down. It's set up superbly for the second half, especially with that South Africa bench lying in wait. England 17, South Africa 12.
Turning into a remarkable afternoon in the Premier League. The second half's on the way after Joe Critcher.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The World Health Organization is urging countries in Europe to drastically increase the use of face masks and vaccination to save lives. The WHO is warning if they don't, another 500,000 people could die by the beginning of March. 7 people have been injured in riots in Rotterdam over new COVID restrictions. Police there shot and wounded at least 2 people. The RAC is calling on petrol retailers to cut their prices after a drop in wholesale costs. The organisation says it would mean drivers could save around £3.50 every time they fill up. And hundreds of Tesla drivers say they've been locked out of their cars after the carmaker's app stopped working. Tesla says it's working to bring the app back online.
This is 5 Live Sport with Mark Chapman.
So in the Premier League, Chelsea won 3-0 at Leicester. Half-time in the 3 o'clocks. Villa 0, Brighton 0, Wolves 0, West Ham 0, Norwich 1, Southampton 1, Newcastle 2, Brentford 2, Burnley 2, Palace 3. Watford lead Manchester United by 2-0. At half-time, we suggested that Marcus Rashford may be the only Manchester United outfield player who didn't deserve to be substituted. Ian Dennis?
And he has been substituted. But Alan, you agree with me, don't you?
I genuinely thought it was the bright spot.
What
exactly.
Do we know?
No, nothing.
Yeah, Alan quite rightly thinks that he's probably picked up a knock. But Martial is on, and Van der Beek has also come on. And Van der Beek, just as he did in the Manchester derby, got a great reception as he was warming up at half-time. Solskjaer sent the United players out earlier than Watford after an awful first-half display. So this is how United now line up. David De Gea in goal, a back four of Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof and Shaw, Van der Beek, Matic and Bruno Fernandes, with Martial, Sancho and Ronaldo. I mean, in comparison, Sancho has been anonymous. If you compare his first half performance to that of Rashford. I mean, Rashford produced the only save from Ben Foster, I seem to recall, in that first half. Watford have been brilliant. Foster's in goal. Femenia and Kulu, Cathcart and Messina the defence. Cleverly Sissoko and Lusa in the midfield. Sarr, Dennis and King are the front three. Manchester United in their light blue shirts and white shorts in this second half are attacking the Rookery stand, for those of you who know Vicarage Road. So that's from right to left as we look against a Watford side in their yellow and black shirts and black shorts, therefore from left to right. The goals as they go in the second half for what has been an extremely busy afternoon, but Manchester United let's just see if there is a response, because that is the very least that the under fire Manchester United manager will be expecting. A response. Sissoko cuts out a forward ball and runs forward, and he's got King out towards the left-hand side. King still going, tries to prod it into the path of Emmanuel Dennis, who's not really tracking back. He's ambling his way back as Van der Beek gives it away, picked up by Loser. King is ahead of him. Dennis and Sarr wait. King with a cross, blocked by Lindelof, and the game is continuing very much in a similar vein as to the majority of that first half, with Watford pressing.
It certainly is. And Manchester United are just very easy to play against at the moment in time, giving the ball away again. Donny van der Beek this time, and then King just drives at the defence and ends up with an effort. It's just everything has to improve, and rapidly, because they are going to run out of time.
Yeah, well, they're 2-0 down, and obviously the Champions League coming up in midweek. Chelsea and then Arsenal to follow. Ball play forward towards Dennis. Lindelof sees it back, chipped out then by De Gea towards that right-hand side for Wan-Bissaka in front of the Graham Taylor stand, and Manchester United play the ball back, but they rarely threaten Watford, and they haven't been able to match Watford's intensity. Norwich Southampton at Carrow Road. Will Perry.
We've played 5 minutes in the second half. Deno, Norwich 1, Southampton 1. Cantwell replaced by Josh Sargent at the break. A change cheered by the home fans. Did get a knock early on in that first half, but had a really poor 45. Sargent looking for his first Premier League goal for Norwich. It's Norwich 1, Southampton 1.
Manchester United used to look to their away form to try and carry them through. I mean, when we watched them recently at Leicester, that was their first away defeat in 30 games on their travels in the Premier League, wasn't it, last month?
Maybe it's us. Maybe we're the problem. No, that was another poor day at the office for them against Leicester, but they're continuing in the same vein here. It's not been good enough, and the least you expect is an appetite for the game.
Shaw forward. Ronaldo now midway through the Watford half, challenged by Feminir. Leyton Orient have come from behind. They're leading Sutton by 2-1 in League Two. BBC Radio 5 Live and the World Service. Bruno Fernandes now in a central area. Martial comes infield, out then towards Sancho on the right-hand side. It's his cross, and Van der Beek stoops from Ronaldo's header, and Van der Beek with an immediate impact. 4 minutes after coming as a substitute at half-time, Van der Beek gives Manchester United hope. 2-1 to Watford.
It's amazing. As bad as Manchester United have been, they are now back in this game. It's as crazy as that. It's a well-worked goal. Sancho, he's out on that right-hand side. He swings a dangerous ball in, and I actually think Ronaldo is going for goal, but he hits it back across. Donny van der Beek making a good run into the box, and it's just a tap-in for him. Just with the head, just nods it in. Simple goal, but well-worked.
It was... Ronaldo's header went off at a right angle, and in the end it was the perfect assist for Van der Beek.
I think I'm actually doing Ronaldo a disservice there. I've actually seen it again, and I think he's actually tried to pick him out with his head there, and if that's true, it's a great assist. He's done unbelievably well.
Although the game is yet to restart, which can only mean that VAR are looking at something. Whilst they are, we'll nip to Gary Flintoff at Burnley.
Just seen the goal of the day so far, I think, Ian. It's Burnley 3, Crystal Palace 3. Maxwell Cornet, a left-footed thunderbolt, volleyed into the roof of the net. Home side level once again. Burnley 3, Crystal Palace 3.
The cheers from the Manchester United supporters will tell you that the goal stands, and we've got a game on BBC Radio 5 Live. Watford 2, Manchester United 1, and Van der Beek with only his second goal for Manchester United. He scored his first against Crystal Palace, in fact, on the opening day last season. Watford with a cross from the left-hand side, cleverly underneath it, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. Game on.
Game on. Let's see if this is the rocket that Manchester United need to waken up, because it's a really well-worked goal, and for being so poor, they're now back in this.
Here is Matic in the centre circle. We said Solskjaer would want a response. They've certainly got one. Sancho picks it up tries to thread it through to Martial, stopped by Watford. The trouble is, as Manchester United go forward, they leave themselves susceptible to this, the counter-attack, and it's King surging in towards the penalty area. De Gea makes the save at his near post behind for a corner.
It's genuinely crazy, the defending. It's like one ball, one pass, and they're through and goal. I mean, King just runs from the halfway line all the way and ends up getting the shot. Wan-Bissaka tries to get back, can't, and it's a save from De Gea.
We'll be going to Newcastle after the corner kick, but Watford lead by 2-1. Cleverley's going to go across to take it. Manchester United have everybody back. Cleverley far side the left, in front of the Vicarage Road end. In it comes now, that corner kick. Lindelof heads it out, drops to Dennis, heads it back out towards that side, and then Bruno Fernandes goes all the way forward, and then Femenia will tidy up with a back pass to Foster. So come in, John Bennett at St James's.
Yeah, Newcastle 2, Brentford 2. Controversial start to this second half as Joe Linton surges into the box. Wilson with a challenge on Janssen, scraping his studs down Janssen's leg. Only a yellow card. Janssen is back on his feet. Newcastle 2, Brentford 2.
Femenia cuts it out. Forward ball, though, is going to go loose. Manchester United are now at least competing. Couldn't say that on too many occasions in the first half. Shaw on the halfway line, switches it, crossfield ball, and Messina will head it all the way back to Foster. And when we said that Watford were comfortable earlier, leading 2-0, they're not comfortable anymore. That lead's been halved.
It's crazy just the change in Manchester United's attitude since the goals went in. Everything, they're quick to react now. They're trying to get the ball forward. It's amazing what a goal does.
Van der Beek is having his name sung by the Manchester United supporters. Martial loses the ball, but it breaks back to Matic. He hits it over the top. Ronaldo onside, heads the ball into the penalty area. Cristiano Ronaldo goes down under the challenge. And the referee says no penalty. He looked to his assistant on his far side, John Moss. Doesn't seem to be too much of a protest there from Cristiano Ronaldo. Goal kick awarded. Aaron Paul, the latest of Fulham Barnsley in the Championship.
Fulham very comfortable here. Fulham lead by 2-0 here, and they're close to a third. Alexander Mitrovic putting a foot, providing a fine opportunity, and forcing an excellent save out of Brad Collins after Harry Wilson had clipped the crossbar. Fulham 2, Barnsley 0.
What did you thought? Was it offside anyway about Ronaldo? I noticed the free kick's now been awarded midway through the Watford half.
Yeah, he's given the offside there. It was awful tight, but I actually thought it could have been a penalty. There's a forearm in the back of Ronaldo's back. Whether it was enough to put him down, but there was still a question to be answered there.
I did say in the first half, though, about that Watford statistic that they can't keep clean sheets. That's 22 now in the Premier League without a clean sheet. That's their Achilles heel. Sancho is released, right-hand side. Watford, though, do lead 2-1. Sancho looks up, comes to Bruno Fernandes, who hits it, and he's on the stretch. He's falling away just inside the penalty area on the half volley, right-footed. And Martial moves out of the way, but actually, had it hit Martial, it could easily have deflected into the goal, because it was going straight and therefore it was missing the target.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worry for Martial is he's possibly in an offside position, and he's tried to let it go through him in case it was on target. But where does it all come from? Donny van der Beek. Yeah. He's been the difference since coming on. He gets his head up, plays the ball down the line, Sancho cross ball, and then they have an effort at goal.
Seen a lot of Manchester United this season, and every time mystified as to how somebody as talented as Donny van der Beek has not had a look in terms of this. Even when he hasn't started in the Premier League, and I think that's criminal. He's such a talented player, and already he's starting to make his presence felt. It's no longer goalless at Molineux. There's been a goal, Sahel Sahi.
And a terrific goal, Raúl Jiménez. Wolves 1, West Ham 0. Lovely work down the right-hand side. Podence pulled it back for Jiménez. Right-footed shot. It flew past Fabianski. Wolves 1, West Ham United 0.
Rotherham 2, Cambridge 1, Oldham 1, Port Vale 2. Accrington Stanley producing a bit of a fight back. Accrington 2, Sheffield Wednesday 3. And Crawley, who've lost their last 6, are leading at Barrow, who are without a win in 6 in Cumbria. Barrow 0, Crawley 1. Latest from Villa Park, Masfarouki.
Still goalless, but Tyrone Mings almost scored a few seconds into the restart. His header from a John McGinn free kick was palmed away though by Steele. Stephen Gerrard, by the way, ran out from the tunnel to his technical area before the second 45. I'm sure of demanding the same levels of energy from his players as they showed in the opening minutes, but still 0-0 between Villa and Brighton.
Forward ball to Ronaldo. Ronaldo in the penalty area, right-footed. Deflected behind for a corner kick. What a chance that was for Manchester United. Foster with a touch.
What a through ball. Donny van de Beek, that man again. He's come on, he's been the difference. He gets his head up early, he plays the through ball. Ronaldo's on it in a flash. And great save by Foster. He does enough to get it up and over the bar to give the corner away, but Donny van de Beek yet again.
It was just like a swish of the arm, and it took a deflection off part of the body of Ben Foster, who tried to make himself big. Corner kick comes in on the right-hand side, punched out by Foster. Manchester United now being inspired by the influential Van der Beek, because everything that Manchester United are doing, he's at the heart of it. It's 2-1 though to Watford. So Wolves are leading West Ham 1-0. That game that Maz is watching at Villa Park is the only goalless game in the top flight. Burnley 3, Palace 3, Newcastle 2, Brentford 2, Norwich 1, Southampton 1, and Wolves leading West Ham United, who've won their last 4 by a 1-0. Watford still lead here 2-1. Wan-Bissaka, free kick though in favour of Watford, 30 yards out, and Ben Foster will just say to everybody, take your time, move forward, those yellow and black shirts, push up the field. Foster then strikes it. Emmanuel Dennis will give chase. Lindelof's under pressure. He turns away from Dennis and passes the ball down the line. Wan-Bissaka infield to Maguire. Matic now across towards Luke Shaw. There's a different feel about this Manchester United side second half, Alan.
Yeah, everything's just been intensified that little bit, and it was my one worry about Watford coming out in the second half. Can they keep that level up?
Ball played forward to Sancho. I know a couple who are heading to the Yorkshire Dales tonight. Their car is divided. You've got one half which is sky blue for Manchester City. The other half is red. And the mood, I'm told, was a little bit despondent at half-time. Nothing to do with going into Yorkshire. That's enough to brighten anybody's mood when you go into God's own country. But I'm sure that maybe now that there might be a smile appearing, because all of a sudden there is something to cling on to. Encouragement for Manchester United supporters wherever they are, whether it be the Yorkshire Dales or in the beautiful world of Ghana, if you're listening on the World Service, tucked away in somewhere like Takoradi.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just said it's amazing the difference one goal can make. Everybody's confidence goes up that little bit higher. Everybody wants on the ball. They want to make something happen. They get the fans behind them, and then you never know, you can turn a poor performance into a good one in one half.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what was it that Ed Woodward said earlier on this week when he was talking about the financial results? Our top priority is success on the pitch. Well, on Tuesday they have got the option to clinch progress into the knockout stages of the Champions League when they're away to Villarreal. As here is Femenier, his cross on the run though has drifted wide, but they've got to try and get back to a bit of consistency in the Premier League. And when you think that they've lost 4 of their last 6 in the Premier League, 4 defeats is as many as in their previous 40, then it's something what they need to try and get back to, as the Watford fans are reporting around Vicarage Road, as a picture of Kevin Norman comes up on our screens. R.I.P. Kevin Norman here at Vicarage Road. Ball played forward, Ronaldo, good little intervention by Femenier. Again, he was looking for a late flag that never materialised. He clears the ball away. 2-1 to Watford. Here is Emmanuel Dennis picking it up. King's gone on ahead of him. Sissoko's inside. Sissoko holds on to the ball. Here is Louza. Back inside now to Femenier. And that warm moment for a super fan, Kevin Norman. The respects being paid to him, who sadly has passed away. He's never missed a game since the 1990s. Has just reinvigorated that touching moment here with the Watford supporters as they watch their sides come forward. They find their voices. They get a free kick right corner of the penalty area. And it's Watford 2, Manchester United 1. Hull City lead Birmingham 2-0. Mansfield now leads Scunthorpe by 3-1. Nigel Clough's side maybe on course for a 5th straight win. Free kick though for Watford, right corner of the box here. They're attacking that Vicarage Road end of the ground, so they're playing from left to right. And there's a number of takers here. Cleverley's there, Loser, Messina. Walking away now is Emmanuel Dennis.
Just shows you how much these boys are putting into it. There's Feminir coming over to the touchline for a drink, possibly some sort of other drink to keep them going. They're putting that much effort into this game. That was my worry. Can they hold this out for the whole 90 minutes?
Well, there is a long chat between Messina, Loser and Cleverley, putting their hands over their mouths, making their instructions known. Very, very hard to see who is eventually going to take it. Messina now walks away. Cleverley look towards Ranieri. They want to make a change as well. And so Watford are making a change. And Nkulu is unable to continue. So whilst this change is made, we'll go to St James's Park. There's been a goal, John Bennett.
Brentford have taken the lead. Newcastle 2, Brentford 3. Frank Onyeka just after coming on, right-footed shot in the box, deflecting past Carl Darlow. Newcastle 2, Brentford 3.
And Nkulu is hobbling. The former Cameroon international is replaced by Nigerian international William Troost-Ekong, who comes on, and straight away he goes into the heart of it, right into that congested penalty area for this free kick. So Cleverley looks like he's going to take it. His left arm is aloft. Loser though hits it in low, takes a deflection, cleared by Bruno Fernandes. Watford still lead by 2-1. 5 Live. Exeter lead Carlisle by 1-0 in League 2. Sarr picks up the ball. Wan-Bissaka goes in for a challenge. He catches Sarr. And the Watford players have reacted angrily to that challenge from Van der Beek.
My initial first thoughts were that it was a meaty challenge, 2 guys going for the ball. I thought it was fair. I thought there was nothing wrong with it, but it seems like the Watford players are not happy.
Sissoko was trying to urge Donny van der Beek to go and apologise. There's a 50-50 challenge as Sarr turns. It was firm, forceful.
Yeah, it was forceful, but look, for me, he won the ball there. He did put everything into it, and his follow through, it looks like he's possibly caught his ankle, and that's why he's in so much pain, but I thought it was a fair challenge.
Sarr is still down. It's an opportunity for get an update from Maz Faruqi at Villa Park.
Still 0-0, but Villa think they should have a penalty in. Matty Cash running at pace into the Brighton box, had a coming together with Solly March. Anthony Taylor, though, not interested, waving the appeal away. Villa 0, Brighton 0.
Sarr is still down. We'll go to Carrow Road. Will Perry.
Well, it's still Norwich 1, Southampton 1. So much better from Norwich, who were outplayed in the first half. Rashica smashed an effort straight at McCarthy from just outside the box. Sargent had a deflected effort from Saliso out for a corner. Broha and Walcott on for Enialusi and Adams. Norwich 1, Southampton 1.
To Turf Moor, where there's been a goal fest. Gary Flintoff.
There has 3-3 is the scoreline, but the home fans not happy here, and they feel that Joachim Andersen should have been sent off for pulling down Chris Wood, who was through on goal. And after that, Wilfred Zaha has been denied by a fingertip save by Nick Pope. It's end-to-end. Burnley 3, Palace 3.
Bradford City 0, Northampton 1 is the latest score in League 2. Preston 1, Cardiff 2 is a latest score in the Championship from Deepdale. So Cardiff have come from behind. Sarr is still down. We'll go to Molineux. Sohail Sahi.
22 minutes played in the second half, Ian. It's still Wolves 1, West Ham 0. Much better in the second half, especially from Wolves. Podence had 2 efforts saved from Fabianski, and then he assisted Raul Jimenez for his 3rd Premier League goal of the season. Wolves 1, West Ham 0.
Only now, and very gingerly, is Sarr back onto his feet. There's been a goal in our featured game in League 1. It's in the Valley. Ben Mundy.
It's Johnny Jackson's world, Ian, and we're all living in it. His caretaker reign thriving. Ben Purrington scored the winner last week. He's just got the first here this afternoon for Charlton, slotting in after the ball pinged around from a corner. It's Charlton 1, Plymouth 0.
Taylor Moore's been sent off for Hearts, and at Fir Park, Motherwell have taken advantage. They lead Hearts by 2-0 in the Scottish Premiership. There will be updates of the Scottish League Cup semi-final, Celtic St Johnstone, into Sports Report, which is coming up with Mark Chapman at 5. The reaction from a busy afternoon in the Premier League. And don't forget that Mark is hosting Match of the Day tonight, 10:30 on BBC One. You can also have your say as well. 606 after Sports Report, 08085909693, the usual number. So that was a lengthy stoppage for Sarr. We're approaching the midway point in this second half. They're still down to 10. I don't think Sarr's able to continue. Watford are going to have to make the change. They still lead by 2-1. Shaw goes back. Matic in between the two central defenders. The fullbacks are pushed on quite high for Manchester United. Pale blue shirts playing from right to left. Sancho now picks it up, feeds it to Van der Beek. Van der Beek on the right hand side. Sancho's come short. But instead he passes the ball back to Wan-Bissaka. Matic now strides forward to join the attack. Threads it forward, cut out though by a sliding Messina. Van der Beek wins it back towards Matic, hits it low, and it just bristles the side netting and out for a goal kick. 2-1 Watford.
Yeah, it's really unlucky there, but Van der Beek has obviously made a massive difference to this Manchester United team. Everything that's good that's happening is coming through him, so they need to get him on the ball.
Watford are there being forced into yet another change. Juan Cucho Hernandez is the player coming on to replace Sarr. Reading have equalised at Nottingham Forest. Scott Down, the former Crystal Palace defender. Cheltenham have come from behind against the 10 men of Shrewsbury, still yet to win away from home this season. 2-1 now in League One, and also in League One, Portsmouth have equalised at Fratton Park. Portsmouth 1, Wimbledon 1. You're up to date. 5 Live on the World Service from the BBC. Tomorrow, 5 Live Premier League Sunday. John Murray and Rob Green, your commentary team. Manchester City, Everton, to be followed by Tottenham Hotspur against Leeds United. Mark Chapman is back on Monday with the Monday Night Club and the Champions League next week. 5:30 start on Tuesday ahead of Villarreal, Manchester United. That's the early game at 5:45, to be followed by Chelsea, Juventus. And on Wednesday, Manchester City against Paris Saint-Germain. And Maguire there. Maguire could be in trouble. And Maguire is shown red. And Manchester United's problems intensify because Harry Maguire has been shown a second yellow card and the Manchester United captain has been dismissed. There's no cupping of the ears this time. He trudges down towards the tunnel and Manchester United are behind, and with just over 20 minutes remaining they're going to have to come from behind with 10 men.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute nightmare for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his team. Look, he tries to be too clever and take on cleverly. He's tried to knock the ball to the side. He was never going to get round him. It was a poor decision. Just play the ball. It's a dangerous area yet again, and then he has to foul him. He has to just bring him down. It's, of course, it's a yellow card and he has to walk for that, but really poor decision making from your captain.
Manchester United are down to 10. Maguire dismissed. Free kick now to follow. Watford leading by 2-1. Messina is eyeing it up. It's just under 30 yards out. He leaves it, and in the end it was Dennis who hits it right-footed. He tried to place it over the top and behind off target.
Yeah, that was a wasted opportunity, Dennis. He doesn't get enough dip on that to bring it down. He should really be doing better from that range, but it was unlucky.
Here is Matic now to come forward. Matic back to Bruno Fernandes. Varane, of course, is still missing as well, so for Chelsea away next Sunday they're going to have problems at the heart of their defence. Manchester United with Maguire's suspension and Varane still out with that thigh injury. Here is Shaw. Going to have to do it the hard way with 10 men here at Vicarage Road. Dennis just skips out of the challenge of Bruno Fernandes, slides the ball forward. Sissoko feeds it now towards King. King inside the penalty area. He turns rather than having a shot at goal. Waits for some support. It arrives with Cleverley. Passes the ball back. Dennis shoots low. Hits Matic. Matic nicks it away. And then Matic gets the ball back. And now with Van der Beek, who feeds it forward. Intelligent ball. Nicely weighted. Sancho running forward right hand side. Watford though have 5 yellow shirts back to Manchester United's 2. And now they're joined by those pale blue shirts for Manchester United. Van der Beek on the right-hand side. Again, he's picked out another good ball. Here is Ronaldo! Hits it right-footed, and it's off target. Goal kick. Watford still lead 2-1, 19 minutes remain.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlucky. I mean, that's what Manchester United are going to have to look to. One of their stars to come up with a moment of brilliance. Sancho breaks down, obviously, the right-hand side, gets it into Ronaldo, and he has a great opportunity there. Tries to go for power, but just over the bar.
Bradford City have equalised at home to Northampton. That's 1-1 at Valley Parade in League 2, and in League 1, MK Dons 1, Burton 0. But how many times have we seen Van der Beek pick up the ball, and where Manchester United lacked penetration in the first half, he is finding passes, Van der Beek.
But that's what he's doing. He's very quick thinking. His football intelligence is very high. So as soon as he sees the opening, he plays the pass. He doesn't have to beat a guy with a step over and a trick. He just plays the pass, and that's what the likes of Ronaldo want.
The Watford supporters, who haven't really seen too many victories against Manchester United in recent years. In fact, they've lost 12 of their 14 encounters in the Premier League. Only their 2 wins in 2016 and 2019 have been here, but they're sensing another 3 points, which would take them a little bit further away from the bottom 3. Be a huge result for Claudio Ranieri when you consider that it would be his first win at Vicarage Road as manager since taking charge, and only leading by 2-1. Free kick in favour of Manchester United. 17 minutes remain of normal time. Let's get an update. England, South Africa in the rugby. Chris Jones.
South Africa 15. It's getting tight here. Pollard's missed 2 kickable penalties for South Africa, but he's nailed one to cut the gap to 2. The Boks have their new front row on. They're starting to win penalties at the scrum. Can England find their first half form, because South Africa are on top? England 17, South Africa 15. Almost an hour gone.
Matic is filling in as the central defender for the dismissed Harry Maguire, as the ball is played forward by Bruno Fernandes, carried up now the field by Wan-Bissaka, out to Sancho. Still not seeing him go past anybody today. Goes back rather than going forward.
But you know what that is? That's a lack of confidence. I mean, we've seen him last season, how well he was, how he just first thoughts go by someone. He's just not done that today.
And Martial running forward. I mean, while Van der Beek has been a noticeable difference since he's come on at half-time, we've hardly mentioned Martial for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes passes the ball out towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo, right corner of the area, enters the box, out towards Wan-Bissaka, cleared away by Messina. Out for a throw over on that far side. 16 minutes of normal time remain. Watford 2, Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0, Brighton 0, Burnley 3, Palace 3, Newcastle 2, Brentford 3, Norwich 1, Southampton 1, Wolves lead West Ham United by a goal to 0. Team news of Liverpool, Arsenal, 5:30 kick-off. Juliet Farrington.
No Andy Robertson for Liverpool. That's the main Liverpool team news. He picked up an injury during the international break with Scotland. Jordan Henderson is on the bench. Mane, Jota, Salah the front 3. Tsimikas replaces Robertson. One change for Arsenal. It's Thomas Partey. He replaces Maitland-Niles, who's on the bench.
Regular updates from Jules into Sports Report and 6:06. Wycombe lead Bolton by a goal to 0 in League 1. Shaw on the half volley, hits the ball downfield. Cathcart heads it to Feminier on this near side, waits for the ball to settle, strikes it downfield now, and it goes out of play, and it's out for a Manchester United throw. 15 minutes remain. Both of these two sides coming into this game after the international break with just 4 points out of a possible 18. You might expect that from Watford. Newly promoted, back in the top flight as Fulham. They look like they could be heading back towards the Premier League. Looks like a 7th straight win. In comes the cross. Ronaldo with a header just over the crossbar. Fulham are now leading Barnsley 3-0. There's been a 6th goal now at St James's Park. Who to? John Bennett.
An equaliser for Newcastle. Newcastle 3, Brentford 3. It's Alain Saint-Maximin. Ryan Fraser just on as a sub with a cross. Saint-Maximin far post with a volley, and a brilliant celebration as well in front of the Gallagher end. It's Newcastle 3, Brentford 3.
Let's get news of that Fulham goal, Aaron Paul.
Fulham 3, Barnsley 0. Fabulous flowing move from right to left by Fulham. Wilson with the ball, and he found Neeskens Escobar with the most gorgeous scissor kick at the back post. Fulham going top of the Championship tonight. Fulham 3, Barnsley 0.
Loser's second Premier League start has certainly been better than his first. He's got a standing ovation as he's replaced by João Pedro for the closing stages here at Vicarage Road. 13 minutes remaining. Let's get an update from Carrow Road. Will Perry.
11 minutes to go. Norwich 1, Southampton 1. Pookie denied a second by an outstretched McCarthy save at a tight angle. Dean Smith's side so poor in the first half, but you wouldn't rule out a winner late in the second. 1-1.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Shaw volleys the ball downfield. Cathcart. A lovely little touch by Ronaldo, and then he prods it into the path of Martial, left-hand side. 2-1 United trail. Martial, left-hand side of the box now, looks up. Van der Beek manages to squeeze it towards Ronaldo, and Ronaldo steers the ball in, but the flag is raised. It will go to VAR, but it's been ruled out. And there doesn't appear to be too many protests from Manchester United. Still 2-1 Watford.
No, there doesn't. Obviously, if Ronaldo thought he was going to be onside, he'd probably have his hands up in his ear going crazy, but he does well to cut inside. I think the ball from Van der Beek just plays him offside here, as we see. Yeah, he's well offside, but still, good finish from him.
Well offside. Goal at Carrow Road, Will Perry.
I said you wouldn't rule it out. It's Norwich 2, Southampton 1 from a corner. Rashica, and there was the captain, Grant Hanley, with a header, which Alex McCarthy again should have really kept out, just like the first goal. But Norwich have the lead with 10 to play. Norwich 2, Southampton 1.
And that could lift them off the bottom of the table, and Newcastle United drawing 3-3 with Brentford would drop to the bottom despite that 8 equaliser from Sam Maximan. 3 apiece on Tyneside, 3 apiece at Turf Moor. 0-0 Villa Brighton, 1-0 to Wolves at home to West Ham United. We've just heard from Will. Norwich still leading 2-1, as are Watford here against the 10 men of Manchester United for what has been a extremely busy and entertaining Saturday afternoon, with the goals flying in left, right and centre. Ronaldo, little tuck back there of Cathcart, gets there, Cathcart then dives in, Ronaldo moves on the outside of him, he waits, back goal side is Cathcart, Ronaldo manages to cross the ball, it comes to Bruno Fernandes, he's hit the ball over the top, inside the D, without a goal in his last 12, settled himself, couldn't find the target, goal kick, Watford 2-1.
That was their opportunity right there and then, and you probably wouldn't fancy it dropping to anybody else other than Fernandes. He just gets underneath it, puts over the bar, but Ronaldo done unbelievably well. He uses his body first against Cathcart, a lovely little touch, breaks into the box, takes him on and cuts it back for Fernandes coming onto it, but poor finish.
Manchester United are looking at 1 win in 7 Premier League games. 4 points out of a possible 21 it would be, as Tranmere have fought back. Bristol Rovers 2, Tranmere 2, and it's Newport 0, Swindon Town 1. 2 latest scores in League 2. There's been a dismissal at Huddersfield in the Championship. Katie Smith.
Yeah, more bad news for West Brom. Their captain Jake Livermore shown red for a high boot when he came together with Fraser Campbell of Huddersfield Town. They still lead by 1-0 here despite all of West Brom's pressing. 10 minutes left to go. West Brom trying to keep pace with the top 2 of the Championship. They trailed by 1-0.
And that would be 4 straight defeats away from home for West Bromwich Albion, who are losing touch with the top 2. Time running out for Manchester United. Matic has given the ball away, almost doing a Maguire. That's how Maguire got himself in problems with Cleverley. Lost out there with the ball to Emmanuel Dennis. They've conceded possession now of Manchester United, and Watford have it. Very relaxed.
You can't take risks like that. They've been doing it all afternoon, let's be honest. And Matic is the last man. He's seen his captain get sent off not that long ago for the exact same thing. Just clear your lines.
Ball played long, over the way it goes from João Pedro. Rolled out now by David De Gea. Manchester United having to build from the back. Shaw, Matic, Martial trying the little fancy flick. Not the time to give that. Midway through your own half. Cross comes in from the right for Watford. Out towards that far side for Dennis on the Watford left. Little step over, enters the penalty area, pulls it back. Sissoko can't get the ball out underneath his feet. Feminier joins the attack right-hand side level of the penalty area. Watford still lead 2-1, 9 minutes remain. Cleverly with a cross and turned behind by Wan-Bissaka. Another goal at Fulham. Aaron Paul.
Barnsley have one back. It's courtesy of Victor Adebayoja, who's just tapped in at the back post. Fulham still leading here by 3-1.
Dundee United lead Aberdeen by 1-0 in the Scottish Premiership. Bristol City 1, Blackburn Rovers 1 is the latest score in the Championship. Watford lead by 2-1. We've got 9 minutes remaining of normal time here at Vicarage Road. And Watford have a corner on that far side, the left, which Hernandez is going to cross to take, and he's in no real hurry. In comes the corner kick. Martial moves out of the way and he lets it run all the way out for a goal kick. But that, after that injury to Sarr, and understandably the sending off of Maguire, Manchester United have now struggled, haven't they, to try and find that rhythm that they had built previously.
Yeah, it's definitely dropped off. You're right, they had a really good rhythm about them after the, obviously, half-time, but circumstances dictate what happens moving forward, and it's just not fell in their favour. They've still had good opportunities, but they've not been able to take them.
Long trek from Cumbria to Devon, and Carlisle, without a win in 10, are going to be winless in 11, as Exeter City will go unbeaten in 20. Exeter City 2, Carlisle United 0 is the latest score. Watford are forward. João Pedro with the cut back on the right hand side, manages to reach Hernandez, finds Emmanuel Dennis, who holds onto the ball, plays it short. Sissoko passes the ball back, now out towards Hernandez on the left hand side. Watford keeping the ball here, 7 minutes remain. Messina with a cross left hand side, João Pedro with a dummy, runs through to Femenia right hand side and strikes Shaw full on in the face, and he goes down, and after suffering concussion against Manchester City, he drops, and at the moment he's head down in the turf, and quite rightly the physio very, very quickly on to treat Luke Shaw.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's not ideal when you've obviously had concussion the week before to get hit with the ball in the face, but hopefully he'll be fine.
Hartlepool have got a goal back. Hartlepool 1, Forest Green 3. Another goal at Craven Cottage, Aaron Paul.
10 to go, and Fulham have a fourth. Fulham 4, Barnsley 1. Harry Wilson this time just latching on to the ball and just dinking it past Brad Collins. Fulham 4, Barnsley 1.
Darlow's going to be coming on here. What's your thinking here, Alan, bearing in mind that it's a right back going to be coming on? I mean, how do you think that's going to work? We don't know yet who's going off, obviously.
Yeah, we obviously don't know how it's going to work at the moment. We'll soon find out, but they don't want to be left short at the back. They've obviously got 7-8 minutes left, but you wonder if they might just switch to a 3 and then try and go for it and push everybody forward and try and get that goal, because they need something.
It's no longer goalless at Villa Park. Mas Faruqi.
And Villa have their first goal under Steven Gerrard. It was Ollie Watkins. He picked at the ball on the halfway line. He didn't need anybody else around the length of the half and fired it low into the bottom left-hand corner. Villa 1, Brighton 0.
Well, Shaw, despite getting back to his feet, they clearly the message was with Darlow that they weren't going to take the chances with Luke Shaw. So Darlow has come on for Luke Shaw, and common sense prevails. Corner kick for Watford, in towards the near post. João Pedro heads it over, near side of the 6-yard box, couldn't keep it down. Watford lead 2-1. We're going to Newcastle now. John Bennett.
It's Newcastle 3, Brentford 3. Newcastle should be ahead. Brilliant run by St Maximin from one penalty area to the other. Found Joe Linton, who slipped just as he was about to shoot. Fantastic game. Newcastle 3, Brentford 3.
In fact, it was going to be Wan-Bissaka who was coming off, so Darlow was going to replace him, and that was an awkward fall for Cristiano Ronaldo. Landed very, very awkwardly, jarring the base of his back. But we've got a little app, and it was Wan-Bissaka who was due to come off until that injury for Luke Shaw. Fleetwood have equalised. Simon Grayson's side level. Fleetwood 1, Morecambe 1, Rotherham 3, Cambridge 1. Update from Molineux, Sahel Sahi.
3 minutes to play here. Wolves still leading West Ham by that goal to nil. The goal scored from Raúl Jiménez. West Ham are pouring forward, but they're not creating anything. A shot blazed over the top from Wolves, 6 yards away. Still Wolves 1, West Ham United 0.
The 10 men of Manchester United are trailing by 2-1. We'll round through we'll give you an update of all the latest scores. We'll go through the divisions very, very soon. Rattle through them as Matic hits the ball long. Femenia heads it away. Don't wish to tempt fate from a Watford point of view, but there doesn't appear to be much threat from Manchester United in these closing stages. Understandably so, you may think, with the dismissal of Harry Maguire. So in the Premier League, it's Villa 1, Brighton 0, Burnley 3, Palace 3, Newcastle 3, Brentford 3, Norwich 2, Southampton 1. Obviously Watford 2, Manchester United 1 here, and as we've just heard, Wolves are leading West Ham United by a goal to nil as Martial loses out. Ball played forward by Cathcart. Josh King, who's gone central, stabs it back. Played forward by João Pedro, looking for Hernandez. Out of play it goes for a throw, which they want to take quickly, Manchester United, because we've got under 4 minutes remaining. But I would think, Alan, we've got at least 5 minutes of stoppage time with the injuries that we've had in this second period and the substitutions. Maybe 5-6 minutes should be allowed by referee John Moss. Ball swept forward by Bruno Fernandes to Ronaldo, controls it, coming in now for the right touchline. Ronaldo in field, cleared though by Femenía. The right back in a central area, hammers it away and out of play for a throw. Update the Rugby Union, Chris Jones.
Astonishing stuff from England. They've been beaten up all second half, but have just scored a sublime try. Joe Marchant scything through, the young scrum half, Rafi Quirk on hand to finish. England had lost the lead, but now they lead by 6. 13 minutes to go at Twickenham. England 24, South Africa 18.
Given the latest scores in the Championship, the full-time result, the early kick-off, was Sheffield United 0, Coventry 0. Bristol City 1, Blackburn 1, Fulham 4, Barnsley 1. Huddersfield still lead the 10 men of West Brom by a goal to nil. Hull 2, Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1, Preston 1, Cardiff City 2, Reading 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Stoke 1, Peterborough United 0, Swansea 1, Blackpool 1. Blackpool have just equalised at the Liberty Stadium. 5 Live in the World Service. The Watford supporters are trying to play their bit. 2.5 minutes of normal time remain. Manchester United have the ball inside their own penalty area. They go back to De Gea from Lindelof. Plays it forward over the head of Darlow. Out of play it goes for a throw. Latest scores in League One. Accrington 2, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Charlton lead Plymouth, the leaders by a goal to nil. Cheltenham 2, Shrewsbury 1. Crewe 1, Gillingham 0. Doncaster 0, Lincoln City 0. Fleetwood 1, Morecambe 1. MK Dons 1, Burton 0. Portsmouth 1, Wimbledon 1. Rotherham 3, Cambridge 1. Sunderland and Ipswich is goalless at the Stadium of Light, and Wycombe lead Bolton Wanderers by a goal to nil. Watford keep the ball in play, and due to the sheer persistence of Josh King, he wins a corner kick. Superb forward play.
Absolute brilliant from Josh King there, showing his strength. Nemanja Matic tries to hold him off. King's not having it. Shoulder barges him, plays the ball off the defender and it goes out for a corner. Brilliant play from him.
Corner kick to Watford. 2-1 they lead, 90 seconds of normal time remain. Great noise inside Vicarage Road. Corners work short. João Pedro goes down the line, right-hand side, cleverly. Keep the ball down towards the corner flag. Try to win a corner off the legs of Van der Beek. And now it's tidied up. Bruno Fernandes and Sancho. There's been a late goal at Villa Park. Masparuki.
And it's the home fans celebrating. You can hear them. Tyrone Mings has knocked in at the near post after Brighton failed to clear their area. The scoreline flatters them, but it's Aston Villa 2, Brighton 0.
Thank you, Maz. Still no goals elsewhere in the Premier League. We'll rattle through the League Two scores in a moment. Computers on a go slow in front. Just got that whirring motion at the moment. Know how it feels on a Saturday afternoon. Watford coming forward. Hernandez plays the ball all the way back to Femenía. The game management from Watford's been very, very good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been excellent. Obviously, it makes it that little bit easier with Man U going down to 10 mil, but they're just holding on to the ball, making Manchester United move about the pitch, and they're doing really well. Thoroughly deserved this result, if I'm being totally honest.
João Pedro running forward now against the 10 men. He'll go it alone. He's dragged his shot from the edge of the area wide, right-footed goal kick. And we're about to find out how much added on time there will be. And Jesse Lingard is being called forward now to replace Sancho. Jesse Lingard scored a late goal at West Ham United. Can he rescue something? 5 minutes of added on time. So he's replaced Sancho as predicted. 5 minutes of added on time, which we're now into. Wan-Bissaka slides into the challenge out of... No, it doesn't go out of play on that far side. Here are the latest scores in League Two. Barrow 0, Crawley 1. Bradford 1, Northampton 1. Bristol Rovers 2, Tranmere 2. Exeter City 2, Carlisle 1. Harrogate 0, Salford City 2. Hartlepool 1, Forest Green 3. Leyton Orient 3, Sutton 1. Mansfield 3, Scunthorpe 1. Newport County 1, Swindon 1. Oldham 2, Port Vale 2. Stevenage 1, Colchester 0. Walsall 0, Rochdale 0. To the Valley in League One, Ben Mundy.
Charlton heading for 3 points. Ian Connor-Washington slotting in past Michael Cooper after breaking clear. It adds to Ben Purrington's opener. Plymouth heading for their first defeat since the opening day of the season. Charlton 2, Plymouth 0.
Hernandez pulls it back. Good save by De Gea to keep out João Pedro. Hit it first time from around the penalty spot. Straight out the Manchester United goalkeeper, all in green, but he made the save. Sunderland have got a late goal. They lead Ipswich by a goal to nil. Watford are attacking. João Pedro scores! Hammers the ball in off the knees of David De Gea, and Watford get that deserved victory. They lead Manchester United by 3 goals to 1, down to 10 men, and the problems mounting for United and certainly increasing for their manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Watford 3, Manchester United 1.
And it's exactly what they deserve. They've been excellent to a man on this day. They've been absolutely brilliant. And João Pedro, he had an opportunity. It was a good save, obviously, from De Gea. It gets recycled, it comes back, he gets slipped through again, and he just blasts it, goes through his legs. De Gea, no chance second time round. They thoroughly deserve this 3 point.
Oh, they certainly do. Claudio Ranieri can celebrate his first win at home as a Watford manager. Said before that never before during his time at Chelsea, Leicester and Fulham has he lost more than 2 consecutive games, and the points surely are secure, although we're yet to restart, but we're waiting for the celebrating Watford players to make their way back into their own half, and the Watford supporters all around us are certainly celebrating. The 3 points are now secure in stoppage time. Full time at Carrow Road, Will Perry.
Norwich 2, Southampton 1. What a turnaround from Norwich, who have back-to-back Premier League wins for the first time since 2016. 34 games since they came from behind to win a game in the Premier League, and they are off the bottom. 3 points from safety. Norwich 2, Southampton 1.
Crewe 2, Gillingham 0 is the latest score in League One. The Watford supporters are in full voice. They're looking for a fourth. Ball played forward. Here is Emmanuel Dennis. He turns and he can't get past Bruno Fernandes after initially going past Lindelof. But the Manchester United supporters are trudging away. The empty seats are appearing in that end away towards our right-hand side. And that hope from Van der Beek, that goal 5 minutes into the second half, was not able to be built on. And then with Maguire sending off, something that they never really recovered from.
No, they didn't. And they built up a head of steam at the start of the second 45 minutes, and you thought maybe they could get something out of this, but just individual mistakes and errors again led to the downfall, and obviously Maguire going off.
A winning start for Dean Smith and a winning start for Steven Gerrard, Mazfarouki.
Yeah, he started his management career in the Premier League with a 2-0 win for Aston Villa here over Brighton. For long periods of the game, Villa looked quite flat, but Ollie Watkins and then Tyrone Mings turned the match on its head. 2-0 to Villa, it's finished.
Manchester United trailing by 3 goals to 1. Newcastle 3, Brentford 3. Martial picks it up. Martial with the cross from the left-hand side, headed out by Messina. Bruno Fernandes plays it short and forward. Lingard with the cross. Ronaldo going in, diving forward there was Foster. And Watford, by my watch, are seconds away from clinching the 3 points. And Vicarage Road is ready to party. But I'm sure the Manchester United supporters, as an effort could come in here from it. Dennis! And Dennis adds a fourth. That really is rubbing it in now for Manchester United. It is a wretched result. It's been a wretched performance. But for Watford, they've been absolutely marvellous. And they can celebrate 4-1. Where now for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
That is the question. Where now? And Watford they've been brilliant. Every single one of them have been fantastic. I mean, you actually think Hernandez is going to take the shot, but then it gets taken off his toe. It's a great finish. It really is. Dennis, wonderful strike into that side net, and great performance. Every single one of those players out there have been absolutely tremendous.
As a former defender, Alan Hutton, describe Manchester United's defence this afternoon.
Honestly, it's been abysmal. That's the only thing I can really say. First half, it was shocking as well. individual errors, giving the ball away, making it difficult for themselves, and even there, I mean, just do the basics well, clear your lines. No one's doing that.
He's going to get a yellow card, is Dennis, for taking off his shirt for the goal celebration. John Moss is about to show it. There will be very little time to restart. 6:06, I'm sure, and there indeed is the final whistle. 6:06 will be full of Manchester United supporters, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted a response after the defeat before the international break to Manchester City. He didn't get one today. Watford put in the level of performance that you'd expect, and Manchester United trudge off after getting hammered by Watford, 4-1.
Absolutely hammered, you're right. I mean, wow. Manchester United, we thought, come here, show a reaction after obviously the Derby defeat, and there was just, they went out with a whimper. We've maybe seen 10-15 minutes before the sending off where we thought they could maybe get something from it, but they just crumbled in the end. Not good enough.
Not good enough. They were terrible in the first half. Watford deservedly led by 2-0. King and Sarr. Van der Beek got a goal back early in the second half. Maguire sent off, and then 2 late goals from João Pedro and Emmanuel Dennis. Watford 4, Manchester United 1 is the full-time score at Vicarage Road.
Alan, last time we did one of these at 3 o'clock, United were walloped at Leicester, and I think in Sports Report I asked you if they're a shambles. So I'm probably going to ask you the same question. I'll give you a bit longer to think of the answer before we come back later. Is that all right?
Yeah, but I don't need very long. That was absolute shambolic. I don't need that length of time this time.
Right. All full credit to Watford, who were magnificent this afternoon at Vicarage Road. They beat Manchester United by 4-1. Steven Gerrard's up and running at Aston Villa. They've beaten Brighton 2-0. Dean Smith is up and running at Norwich. They've beaten Southampton 2-1. And Eddie Howe has seen some attacking play from his Newcastle side, but John Bennett not the 3 points.
No, it's Newcastle 3, Brentford 3 at full time. Two teams in awful form, producing one of the games of the season. It was 2-2 after a breathless first half, and the frantic pace continued in the second 45. Brentford sub Frank Onyeka silenced St James's Park with a deflected shot to make it 3-2 to the away side. But with 15 minutes to go in a stunning atmosphere, Alan St Maximin equalised with a volley from a Fraser cross. Joe Linton should have won it for Newcastle, but he slipped in a great position. So 1 point to start the Eddie Howe era. Brentford's losing run is over. Newcastle 3, Brentford 3.
Back to Twickenham. What a game. Chris Jones.
Oh, what a game and what a finish we're in for here. England 24, South Africa 26, 5 minutes to go. South Africa have scored a try through Makazola Mapimpi after their maul did some damage. Frans Steyn has kicked them into the lead. England being killed at the breakdown, but England have won a penalty. Seir Khaleesi's gone to the sin bin for a dangerous tackle. It's 14-14. England have a line out on the South African 22 with 4.5 minutes to go, going right down to the wire. A proper Twickenham classic this. England 24, South Africa 26, but England in dangerous field position.
Sunderland have got a late second against Ipswich. Aidan McGeady from the penalty spot. They lead by 2-0. West Ham's runs over. Sahale.
Yeah, Wolves with the win and the points, Mark. Podence, the chief creator, and Jimenez with a lovely finish, enough to end West Ham's 4-match winning run. Wolves came out in the second half on the front foot. Podence twice denied by super goalkeeping, and then he turned provider, setting up Jimenez for his third of the season. West Ham, they lose out on the chance to go second. Full time, Wolves 1, West Ham 0.
Tyrese Campbell scored for Stoke. They lead Peterborough by 2-0. That's in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Oh, what a disappointment the second half was, Gary.
Well, Burnley 3, Crystal Palace 3 was the full-time score, but it was a fabulous game that neither side deserved to lose. Palace deservedly in front. Christian Benteke with his first of the game. Ben Mee equalised, then Chris Wood made it 2-1 to Burnley. Benteke scored his second just minutes later, and Palace were in front before the break. Mark Gehi finishing from 6 yards. But just after half-time, Mark, was the goal of the game. A perfect left-foot volley from Maxwell Cornet. The Burnley fans felt that Joachim Andersen should have been sent off for fouling Chris Wood. Zaha denied by Pope. Vidra denied by the fingertips of Whiter. He was absolutely breathless. Burnley 3, Crystal Palace 3.
OK, let's go into the Championship. Another good win for Fulham. Aaron Paul.
Absolutely. Fulham 4, Barnsley 1. Goals from Mitrovic, Carvalho, Cabana and Wilson will tell the story, Mark. But Fulham dominated the 3 quarters of this game, hitting the woodwork twice and firing a number of opportunities over. It's 9 defeats in 10 now for Barnsley, with a big job incoming for Poya Asbaghi. Fulham, though, topped the Championship tonight. Fulham 4, Barnsley 1.
Let's next go to Huddersfield, where West Brom's dismal away record continues. Katie Smith.
Yeah, it ends Huddersfield Town 1, 10-man West Brom 0. They took the lead 6 minutes in through Luxembourg's Dan Alstanani from close range. Then it was almost all West Brom, but they just couldn't find the target. It went from bad to worse when skipper Jake Livermore was shown red late on. So a 4th successive away loss for them. 8 points off the top 2 now, while Town end the night a point off a playoff spot. It ends Huddersfield Town 1, West Brom 0.
Let's go into League One, where the leaders have been beaten. Ben Mundy.
Full time, what a cracker at the Valley, Mark. Johnny Jackson giving quite some audition for the manager's job at Charlton. It's now 13 points from a possible 15 as caretaker. This by far the most impressive victory, derailing high-flying Plymouth, who suffer only their 2nd defeat of the season. Connor Washington and Ben Parrington with stylish second-half strikes. It's finished Charlton 2, Plymouth 0.
5 Live Premier League Sunday has commentary in Manchester City against Everton, followed by Tottenham Leeds. They're on air from midday. The lines are open for 606 08085 909 693. What an afternoon. It follows Sports Report, which is next.
Our universe is a place of infinite variety.
On BBC iPlayer.
In our quest for answers, we're venturing ever further from home, far beyond the planets and out to the stars. We've seen galaxies collide, black holes devouring star systems, and we may have glimpsed the origin of the cosmos itself.
Universe with Brian Cox. Watch all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Chapman. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live at just after 5 o'clock, and this is Sports Report. The headlines this Saturday tea time. On a day of new managers, is time running out for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
And Dennis adds a 4th. That really is rubbing it in now for Manchester United. It is a wretched result. It's been a wretched performance, but for Watford, they've been absolutely marvellous.
Steven Gerrard gets off to a winning start at Aston Villa as they beat Brighton. There are goals galore for Eddie Howe's Newcastle as they draw 3-3 with Brentford. Dean Smith begins life as Norwich manager with a win over Southampton. Burnley and Palace share 6 at Turf Moor. Chelsea win 3-0 at Leicester to go 6 clear at the top. Raul Jimenez scores the winner as Wolves beat West Ham. It's Liverpool against Arsenal in the tea time game, and Juliet Ferrington is at Anfield.
And this fixture has certainly produced the goals. Liverpool have won their last 5 at home against Arsenal, but Arsenal come here on an impressive 10-game unbeaten run. One change with Partey for Maitland-Niles. No Andy Robertson for Liverpool. Jordan Henderson's on the bench. Thiago comes in for him.
Fulham thrash Barnsley to go top of the Championship. It's a bad day for West Brom, who lose at Huddersfield and finish with 10 men. Charlton inflicted defeat on the League One leaders Plymouth. Forest Green Rovers stayed top of League Two after beating Hartlepool. In Scotland, Hearts lose at Motherwell. Celtic play St Johnstone shortly in the first of the League Cup semi-finals. In the WSL, Manchester City put 5 past Aston Villa. In the Autumn Internationals, it's England 24, South Africa 26 in the last minute at Twickenham. Stuart Hogg becomes Scotland's leading try scorer as they beat Japan. Wales kick off against Australia at 5:30. England have a penalty. If they kick it, they'll go 27-26 up. Lewis Hamilton beats Max Verstappen to pole for the Qatar Grand Prix. Rachel Blackmore rides A Plus Tard to victory in the Betfair Chase. And Rory McIlroy has a one-shot lead at the DP World Tour Championship. Marcus Smith has kicked the penalty. It's England 27, South Africa 26 with 15 seconds on the clock. An awful lot to pack in between now and 6 o'clock, all after the classified football results with Charlotte Green.
The Premier League.
Aston Villa 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Burnley 3, Crystal Palace 3. Leicester City 0, Chelsea 3. Liverpool against Arsenal, late kick-off. Newcastle United 3, Brentford 3. Norwich City 2, Southampton 1. Watford 4, Manchester United 1. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, West Ham United 0. Sky Bet Championship. Bristol City 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. Fulham 4, Barnsley 1. Huddersfield Town 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Hull City 2, Birmingham City 0. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1. Preston North End 1, Cardiff City 2. Reading 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Sheffield United 0, Coventry City 0. Stoke City 2, Peterborough United 0. Swansea City 1, Blackpool 1. League 1. Accrington Stanley 2, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Charlton Athletic 2, Plymouth Argyle 0. Cheltenham Town 2, Shrewsbury Town 1. Crewe Alexandra 2, Gillingham 0. Doncaster Rovers 0, Lincoln City 0. Fleetwood Town 1, Morecambe 2. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Burton Albion 0. Portsmouth 2, AFC Wimbledon 1. Rotherham United 3, Cambridge United 1. Sunderland 2, Ipswich Town 0. Wigan Athletic against Oxford United postponed. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Bolton Wanderers 0. League 2. Barrow 0, Crawley Town 1. Bradford City 1, Northampton Town 1. Bristol Rovers 2, Tranmere Rovers 2. Exeter City 2, Carlisle United 1. Harrogate Town 0, Salford City 2. Hartlepool United 1, Forest Green Rovers 3. Leyton Orient 4, Sutton United 1. Mansfield Town 3, Scunthorpe United 1. Newport County 1, Swindon Town 2. Oldham Athletic 3, Port Vale 2. Stevenage 1, Colchester United 0. Walsall 0, Rochdale 0. Vanarama National League. Barnet 2, Torquay United 1. Boreham Wood 4,